Hey, what's going on, everybody? Xbox All In channel, the host Sega Forever here. As you know, it's that time again, the Wrecking Crew podcast. Got two of our brothers already on board, ready to rock and roll. Sega man, shout yourself out, brother.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Sega Man 101 with my brother, the Don King of Xbox, E-Rock X Man, and my brother Sega Forever. And can't wait to hit into some of these topics we're going to be talking about. Yet again, Xbox is dead. Phil Spencer, we're all in trouble. We're all doomed. You know what I mean with Xbox, man. It's the same old, man. But we're gonna debunk everything tonight with my brother E and Sega Forever, man. Thanks for inviting me, brother.
Well, I'm glad you could be here, brother. I know that my podcast is all over the place, so it's good to have the dynamic duel. And I'm glad you guys are here, man, because the topics are going to be pretty hot. E-Rock, man, shout yourself out, brother.
Hey, it's the E-Rock X, the Don King of Xbox, always the hype man for the Xbox brand. And it's great to be here, man, and talk about these topics. Um, Sega Forever set up the bat signal. The bat signal was sent out before 3:45 a.m. in the morning. And I said, let me get in here and talk about these topics, because this dude, man, I mean, I know he probably be like, damn, E-Rock don't even fuck with me no more. Like, no, dude, that's like that. But them links be coming like at like 5:15 a.m. in the morning. I'd be like, yo, I can't do it, bro. It'd be like a kid that don't want to get up for school early. Be like, I can't do it, mom. I can't get up early. But hey, it's good to be here, brother.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, bro. You know, my messages when I send stuff out, they come in those early morning hours. Like,
I know.
only people send messages like that is like the IRS.
The IRS, the family court, they said shit like that early in the morning.
It's never a good thing. But I'm glad you're here, York. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about Forza, so I'm going to give the mic to you, and then after we talk about that, we're going to switch over to the topic of, as you guys can see by the title, something that's really been bothering me, man, because there's this thing going on online that people are saying that we're Xbox. I mean, we've been called clothing,
Always.
right? But it's being put into overdrive, and some of the reason why that people are talking this way is what I wanted to get into. And I'm glad that you're here, Erox and Sega Man, because you're the two guys that I know are probably the most honest of the Xbox community, along with 100, of course, with Hebot, and even Unlimited when he does the Unlimited Truth. Um, and what I mean by that is, dude, I've known these guys for a long time, and if you're a cultist, dude, you usually don't hold accountable the company that you're or the religion that you're supposed to be culting for. And the people that are on this podcast are the very ones that are quick to praise Microsoft when they deserve it, but also quick to chastise or criticize them when they do stuff that is wrong.
We're
Right?
consumers, not a cult.
Yes,
That's 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 over there on the PlayStation side, and we have about 20 years of evidence to back this up. He about not.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, Ira, go ahead. I know you wanted to talk about Forza, and then after you talk about Forza, then we'll head into the topic.
I'll probably never get a chance to talk about this without other Zinc who I really want to talk about it with.
Hmm.
I'll probably never get a chance to talk about this on the Unlimited Truth because the Unlimited Truth that nigga went on hiatus. That motherfucker he don't even do a monthly broadcast no more. Sega Man works, so it's hard to get him pinned down to a schedule. Guys, we were supposed to do 2 episodes of the Exile podcast this month, but just relax, it's coming. I got to work around Sega Man's schedule. It's coming. If Sega Man tells you that the Exile podcast is coming back, he's a man of his word. It, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, brother. Loud
Yeah,
and
you're
Yeah.
clear.
good,
It,
loud and clear.
it,
If you see
it, it,
me, Ira, if you see me mute my mic, it's because of the noise in the background. So
I got you. Now, it may not come back until the year 2046, but if Sega Man says it's coming back, it's coming back. All right. But I want to talk about Forza Motorsports 2023, the latest game that came out. It hadn't got a lot of hype, guys. It hadn't got a lot of fanfare. Um, and I've been watching the community reaction to it. I watch a lot of YouTube videos in my exile from the world, taking care of family and so forth. And because I'm a huge racing game fan, I'm a huge racing sim fan and an arcade racing game fan. And to be clear, games like the Crew Fest games like Forza Horizon, which is GOATed, greatest racing game series ever, and it's a young franchise. Forza Horizon, GOATed. That's an arcade type of racing game. When we talk about racing sims, we talking about F1 23. We talking about the GOATed Project Cars. We talking about Gran Turismo 7, and we're talking about Forza Motorsports, the main motorsport series by Turn 10 and Dan Greenwald. So Forza Motorsports 2023 came out, and I wasn't impressed with it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I thought that it wasn't as impressive as Forza Motorsport 7.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it. I thought the graphics was bland and washed out, and I was shocked and upset and couldn't believe that it took y'all 6 years to come out with this shit, and I deleted it off my fucking hard drive and went back to Project Cars, which I told. Now hold on, now it's two parts of the story, which I told other Zinc that Project Cars was goated. Project Cars was a game that came out in 2015. I forget the developer, but man, they did a great fucking job. It was a racing sim where you controlled every aspect of the presentation, how your car handled. The rain was some of the best rain we ever saw in a video game. It had go-karts. It had Formula One cars. It had over almost 30 tracks. You wanted to start raining in your game, then go to sunlight, and then go to sunset. You could do that in the game. You could control all aspects of the weather and the presentation, which made for some pretty goddamn spectacular replays. Project Cars will always be goated. And I always held every other racing sim up to that high level of standard, including Forza Motorsport. As great as Forza Motorsport was, they were always lacking in that extra something. Gran Turismo by Polyphony Digital, they always understood how cars, paint, and clear coat paint should look. They always sort of had the edge in graphics for some reason. That was until Forza Horizon came. And Forza Horizon, to me, unseated Gran Turismo. Full stop, period. There ain't no fucking arguing about it. If you doubt me, download either Forza Horizon 4 or Forza Horizon 5, and you'll know the truth. You'll know the truth. The truth. That game is unbelievable graphic-wise. But Gran Turismo 7 is no slouch. It's beautiful. The big complaint about Gran Turismo 7 is it just doesn't feel like racing, and that Polyphony Digital and Kaz Yamaguchi, who's in charge over there, if I'm pronouncing his name right, over Polyphony Digital, they focus more on graphics than the finer details that Project Cars of Forza. When you drive Forza Motorsport, you feel that fucking car. You hear that fucking car. But the presentation sometimes, except for Forza Motorsport 7, can sometimes be bland. So there's been videos, guys, and I'm going to try to make this quick. I'm not going to bore you with this subject. There's been videos over YouTube of people comparisons and comparing Forza Motorsport 2023 to Gran Turismo. IGN did a video. Of course, Digital Foundry did a video. Digital Foundry, which is now a PlayStation-centric fucking channel. I don't care what nobody says. So John Lindemann did it. So this nigga was literally Sega Forever taking apart blades of grass. No, I'm not lying. He was taking apart fucking blades of fucking grass. That's how into it this nigga got, right? And I was mad. I was like, Dan Greenwald, turn 10. Why would you give the community ammunition to shit all over your game? You know what I mean? In a lot of these comparison videos, some folks did it right. And I said to myself for weeks now, damn, man, what the fuck happened, turn 10? What the fuck happened with Forza Motorsports? How did you let Gran Turismo be better than you? How did you let the community dog walk you? Why am I dog walking you? Why are you not as good as Project Cars? So it bothered me for a while. So I went back to Forza Motorsport 3 days ago, playing the career mode. And I noticed that there are settings, right, on Gran Turismo. Settings on Forza Motorsports. You have to set the brightness and you have to set the HDR on Forza Motorsport. If you don't do this, the game is going to look washed out. Well, Iraq, why would Turn 10 have you fix the contrast and fix the brightness and fix the auto HDR? Why wouldn't they have it already set like Gran Turismo? Because everybody has a different television setup. Sega Man's TV is as different from my television as night and day. And I have a 55-inch HDR10 4K TV, 60 hertz.
Yeah.
Sega Man has a 120 hertz and beyond.
Yeah.
So his TV is different than mine. So he has to adjust his settings. So I started noticing that a lot of these YouTube comparison videos, Sega Forever and Sega Man, they had the settings all the way up to super bright, either to deliberately make Forza Motorsports look bad in comparison to Gran Turismo, or just to help in the narrative of saying that this game isn't great. So I played Forza Motorsport 2023 the past couple of days, and I've been having a blast with it. I've been playing it in career mode with the proper visual settings, and the game is fucking beautiful. The game is absolutely gorgeous. This isn't me defending Forza Motorsports because I took a shit on it last week. I took a shit on it for fucking 30 days. Said this game is fucking trash. It's an embarrassment to the Forza series. I've been playing it, and I realize now how wrong I was. And I owe a huge apology to anybody who's listening, to any Forza fans out there, to my good friend of the Zinc.
I was about to say other Zinc is waiting.
to Dan Greenwald and Turn 10, I owe a huge apology because there's moments in Forza Motorsports that are absolutely fucking stunning. Yes, it doesn't have enough tracks. Yes, it's inexcusable that a lot of the tracks that were in the last Forza Motorsports and are in a lot of other racing games aren't there. We still don't have Bathurst, Mount Panorama. We still don't have a lot of fucking tracks. We only just got Nordschleife, which is a track out in the forest of Germany. We just got that updated last month. It's an amazing track.
Yeah.
Forza Motorsports, the finer details, the tracks, Sega Man, are littered with people and fans watching the races and waving flags. Yep. You can see smoke coming from the fans, and that smoke is motherfuckers barbecuing. Yep. At nighttime, when you're racing in Germany at Nordschleife, you can see neon signs, and if it's raining, the neon signs are reflected on the wet ground because the game uses ray tracing all the time.
Yeah.
Not some of the time like Gran Turismo. It uses ray tracing all the fucking time. The car's details are incredible, and the cars sound like how they should sound. The trees. I know we're getting crazy, but John Lindemann got crazy with his video, pointing out blades of grass. So, unlike Gran Turismo and even Project Cars, the trees in Forza Motorsport 2023 are fully polygonal. I know this don't mean anything to you guys listening, but this is the first time anybody took the time to make the goddamn trees be 3D. And as soon as you see it, Sega Man, you know that it's almost a meme. Forza Motorsport 2023, built from the ground up. Xbots, built from the ground up. Look how ugly it looks. It looks ugly because John Lindemann and all of these guys have deliberately not fixed the settings and went out of their way to make Forza Motorsports look like a piece of shit. And I've been playing it for the last 4 days. I've been blown away. The trees blow in the wind. The fucking trees are fully polygonal. This game is absolutely fucking gorgeous when you play it in career mode, which is how Dan Greenwald on Turn 10 intended for you to play it. So this long-winded speech basically is about Sega Man. And Sega Forever. I was wrong about Forza Motorsports. I threw it away too soon. I compared it unfairly to another racing game, which I shouldn't have. And I've been playing it and having a fucking blast. I've been having a ball with it. And that's what you want out of a game. You want a game to make a liar out of you. So I just needed to point out to anybody who's going to listen to this podcast that when you see these comparison videos out here, just know they were done with malfeasance. They were done with malicious intent. Oh, listen to you, E-Rock. It's a conspiracy against Forza Motorsports. Just take your L. Nigga, I just said that this time last week, I was saying Forza Motorsport was a piece of shit. So after I adjusted the goddamn settings, Sega Man, and played the shit in career mode, I now know that John Lindemann, IGN, and all of these videos on YouTube are fucking liars. Because the game I'm playing is not the same game I've seen in y'all fucking videos. I'm just telling you what it is. So if you're on the fence about Forza Motorsports 2023, just know you got to go in the settings. You got to set that darkness. It'll tell you fix the darkness aperture until you can't see the Forza Motorsports logo. If you don't do that, the game is going to look overly bright and washed out. And it'll tell you to fix your HDR, which is basically your high dynamic range. Once you do that, the game looks fucking amazing. If you don't do that, it is what it is. I guess they did that because everybody's TV is different. So basically, guys, to end this 15-minute rant, I was wrong about Forza Motorsports. I'm enjoying it. I think it's a great game. It should have released with more tracks. I still think that Turn 10 and Dan Greenwald's team needs to hire the guys from Playground Games who does Forza Horizon because they understand car paint and car clear coats better. Get them in there to help out. Then we have a perfect fucking racing game. You would give the Gran Turismo motherfuckers no reason to talk. Oh yeah, also, where Gran Turismo absolutely where Forza Motorsport destroys Gran Turismo is the rain. The rain is like night and day. It's like night and fucking day. Sega man, make a liar out of me. It's like night and fucking day. Not only that, but like the rain is almost non-existent in Gran Turismo. But goddamn it, Kaz Yorinochi and Polyphony Digital, they got the clear coat right. I'm going to give them Japanese motherfuckers credit. Cars look like cars in Gran Turismo. They just don't drive or feel like cars. Cars drive and feel like cars in Forza Motorsports. Guys, I was wrong about this game. I'm going to call out Xbox when they need to be called out, but I did not need to call out Forza Motorsports in that last podcast that I did. I was wrong about it. I was mad. I said, wait a minute. This game can't be as bad as I'm imagining. I went back to it, and I was like, wait a minute. This shit has settings? Duh. Let me fuck around with the settings. Oh, I could turn the brightness down? Duh. So that was my fucking stupidity. Maybe John Lindemann and IGN and all you YouTube video guys making these videos to make Gran Turismo look like a piece of shit. Making Forza Motorsports look like a piece of shit so you can praise Gran Turismo. And it does deserve praise. Gran Turismo is a beautiful fucking game. It's a beautiful goddamn game. But Forza Motorsport is right up there with it. And in some ways, it's beyond it. So when Dan Greenwald tells you that they rebuilt the game from the ground up, they didn't lie. They didn't lie because they had to tear the game down to build those trees, to rebuild those tracks, and rebuild that damage model. So again, in closing, I owe an apology to Forza Motorsports. Dan Greenwald and his team did a good job on that game, and I'm fucking enjoying it. And be leery, guys, about a lot of these comparison videos you see, even from Digital Foundry, because they're doing it without being truthful. And that's what's ruining the gaming community, is we put games on blast that we shouldn't, and the games we should be putting on blast, like Spider-Man, we give a free pass. So thank you guys for giving me this time. I just wanted to give Forza Motorsports its flowers because I shitted on it all last month. I pulled my pants down and took a hot shit on Forza Motorsport. And I was wrong. I was also wrong about Phil Spencer a lot of times. I don't agree with a lot of the shit he does. We'll get into that. But Forza Motorsport is a fantastic game if you are a gearhead in a racing sim like Outer Zinc. If you're not, you might want to play the excellent Forza Horizon 5. But if you're a gearhead, Forza Motorsport, it don't get any better. Thank you guys for this time.
Oh, no problem.
You know, that's so Xbox though. You rock what you're talking about. Sometimes they like to give the gamers freedom, and sometimes they give us a little too much freedom.
yeah, definitely.
And I think that's something that they need to work on. I've talked about it before, and I don't mean this as a slight to anybody, because I would have to put myself in this category. But you know, LCD, man, lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times when Xbox builds these things and they're so caught up in everything, because you know the build up for this game and what they were talking about, like showing the trees, showing the grass, showing the track.
Monumental. It's monumental, and the pressure is crazy now because, sorry to cut you off, there's been so many racing sims out there, including from their own team. The guys who are Playground Games. Playground Games step shit up to a whole nother fucking level that you got games out here like The Crew trying to copy off it and failing. So
Yep.
Forza Motorsport was under a great deal of pressure to be perfect, and no racing game, Sega Forever, is gonna be perfect.
Well, when they show the manifolds on the engines and all that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so because they're trying to highlight the 4K, but sometimes that stuff gets lost in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So
It got lost. It got lost in the mix with me. It got lost in the mix with me. All I was looking at is a pretty picture, and that's all Polyphony Digital do over there. Gran Turismo is give you a pretty picture. I'm not knocking it, but that's what Kazuo and those guys do over there. But Forza Motorsport and Project Cars are built different. They are racing sims.
Yeah.
So, like you said, sometimes a lot of the finer details, the trees, the manifolds, gets lost in translation. And they got lost in translation with me.
Well, that's for me. That's on Xbox to correct that, especially because I've been complaining about this because they've been sitting here saying that they're gonna, they want to reach 3 billion players across the planet, and they don't do stuff like they don't localize their dialogues. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
But like you said, that's another thing too because I have a TCL 55-inch. It does 4K, it does HDR, but it only does it at 60 because I got the 55-inch. Right.
60 is good.
Yeah. But I was cognizant of that because I can't get a bigger because this is in my room, so I can't get a 65. It's too big, and the heat that this thing would be giving off, dude, I couldn't sleep I couldn't play in my room, dude. It'd be too hot. So you got to take all this stuff into consideration. But I knew what it could do. I know that I'll be fine with the capabilities that it could do.
Mm-hmm.
But then you win some, you lose some, brother. Because I'm not going to get that like Sega Man's going. Sega Man, I know Hebot's got a high end TV. You guys are gonna get that 120. Hertz effect, right? For
that little bit of shit, believe it or not, now we're in an age now where my last HD TV I bought, it was a VCO, and all I knew, man, was just I finally moved into 4K. So I was happy as shit, man. I was happy in a priest at a Boy Scouts convention. I was like, yes, this is fantastic. But I didn't know about HDR10. I didn't know about the refresh rates. And with a game like Forza and these games now, that shit matters. That shit matters because the better your TV, the better picture you're going to get out of these fucking games. All the time. It's just the way it is now.
No, exactly. Were you going to say something, Sega Man?
Brother, E-Rock, my TV in the game room it's a 58-inch Samsung. It's 60 hertz though. It's not 120.
Yeah.
That's good.
With low latency. Now the one upstairs I just recently got is a Hisense with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah,
Hisense. Hisense. It's a 50-inch and it was only like $250.
Yeah, man. I try to hop on these TVs when they're on sale. I mean, Sega Man, Hebot, and Unlimited Production are in a class by themselves. Because I said after my last HD TV died, I said I was not paying over $500 for these things no more. So what I try to do, I try to catch them when the Amazon has them on sale because Amazon is actually partnered up with Best Buys. So Amazon will have a sale on a 55 or 60-inch. Man, that shit be like $300. And when they do, you better hop on it. You better miss the gas bill and electric bill that month and get that TV. Just catch up with the bills next month, Sega Forever, and get that TV while it's on sale. Because my last TV was a 55-inch HDR10 60 hertz by this brand called Insignia. Man, that shit was on sale, guys, for $267. Slashed down from $700. I jumped on that shit so quick. I went into debt, man. I went into debt. I called my little nephew, man. I bought this TV, man. I ain't going to eat this month. Help your uncle out, man. But I had to cop that TV while it was on sale. You don't see sales like that every day. But that's the kind of thing Amazon will do. Amazon, they're the best wholesale retailer in the market. They'll have a sale out of nowhere. And when they do, you got to hop on it, man. Especially these TVs. I think paying any more than $500 for a TV, that's a loss leader for Americans. That's a loss leader the way that them damn Dish Network antennas was a loss leader. We all lost on that deal. Not only did you get an inferior product, but you got a goddamn antenna still on your fucking roof. Shit. And a lot of y'all that bought them expensive HD TVs still got that broke ass TV in y'all fucking house somewhere like I did. until I said, I'm not paying. I paid $1,000 for my first high definition TV in 2007. It was a 37-inch Polaroid. That motherfucker cost $950 because I was Sega forever, what you call an early adopter, right?
Oh yeah, all of us were.
And so they banged me for that damn 37. Now you can get a 37-inch for $100 if you look for $150. They giving them fucking things. I think they got Walmart over in Hawaii. They giving them damn things away, guys.
Dude, Best Buy had a sale one time. They was giving away a free TV if you bought the other TV.
Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So E-Rock, I used to be an early adopter. Then I moved to this place called Hawaii, and that changed my.
They changed everything.
Yeah, it changed everything.
You let us test out the bullshit, and then that failed. So now that it failed, I don't have to fuck with it.
Man, when you get into them QLEDs and OLEDs, they're up in the thousands.
That's what he bought. He got an OLED, right?
Yeah. Unlimited, I think, has probably. Well, no, he bought. I think is the highest end, but Unlimited's one is pretty good.
Unlimited has a good one too. I think it's those QLED and OLEDs though. That's when you get like 900 to 1,000.
Yeah, man.
I mean, comparatively to what it was when it first came out, though, and that's the great thing about it. All you have to do is kind of wait a year, and because it turns over so fast. The competition in that market, though, is what's causing that drives the prices up and down. The only thing I would talk to you about, E-Rock, is you got to be careful because they got nailed for that, dude. Especially the TV screens overseas. They were selling, even though you're getting the model, they're switching out the screens. So.
What happened? I heard about that. What happened with this? When you buy your TV from Amazon, they give you they don't send it to you. You got to go get it from Best Buy.
Oh, nice.
I had to go drive to Best Buy and get my TV. Look, they'll send the TV out to you if you buy it straight from Amazon. I didn't do that. For some reason, I had to go to Amazon to get that shit. I was mad as hell. But it ended up being the best thing because you're getting the actual product from Amazon. Excuse me, you're getting the actual product from Best Buy. I showed the girl my ticket on my phone. She said, I'll be right back. She went back, got a cart, man, came back with that big ass box. I was like, damn, we in business. Let's boogie.
You know what happened? Best Buy got tired of, when they have their sales, everybody goes in, they pull out their phone, then they go to Amazon.
Yeah.
Man. Shit, niggas, you better go on the Murphy's Mart and get that Gold Star, nigga.
Gold Star. Heard of that shit since the 80s, dude.
Well, that's LG now. Gold Star.
Wow.
Yeah, Gold Star is lucky. That's LG is lucky Gold Star. So,
wow.
Yeah. That's a far cry from what they was, man. It's like if Hugo turned into like Porsche somehow, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, what's up, Faded Blaze? Welcome, brother. Now we know why Microsoft is supporting Epic Games in the Apple lawsuit. Oh, what did you hear, dude? Because there's all kinds of stuff flying around about Xbox, bro, on social media. And for me, it's Holy Week, brother. So I had to check myself.
Epic Games and Apple.
So Sega, man, Sega Forever, what is going on this week? I'm out of the loop. I don't follow. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say I don't follow the gaming news because I if it doesn't relate to a game, like the Forza Motorsport thing we just talked about,
right?
The comparison videos, some of them which are fuckery, from digital fuckery and IGN and others. If it don't pertain to a game, I usually don't get involved with it. Other than Xbox putting a couple of their games on PlayStation and them shits failing miserably as we knew they would, I don't know what's going on, man. I'm out of the loop. I try not to. I'm still trying to get to go see Ghostbusters. I'm gonna have to wait for that to come on digital. I'm gonna have to wait because I can't get out of the house. I take care of a senior citizen, so I'm gonna have to wait for that shit to come on digital, man. But what's going on this week? What did Xbox do this week? Did we kill somebody? Was Xbox the cause of the riots down in Haiti? Did Phil Spencer bomb that bridge? What did they do this week? What happened?
They probably got that far. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm glad you're on the podcast, brother, because I think this is gonna be in your wheelhouse, right? And as far as everything that's going on online, there's so much stuff being said that don't feel bad, dude. It's hard for anybody to keep up, if I'm being honest. I wanted to talk about something specifically when it came to Xbox, because a lot of the Xbox guys I look at Xbox, at least on the side of gaming. Those of us in the Xbox community, we're the big tent now. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
like, you're a perfect example, man. I remember it was like 2014, 2015, dude. You're one of the few people that came out and you were saying, you were critiquing Phil Spencer, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And so at least in the Xbox community, you see that happen from time to time. Or
yeah,
when Xbox people are not happy, right, they'll make their opinion known.
yeah.
But what's happening now is because, Nintendo, let's be honest, well, they're Nintendo, but Nintendo and Sony, they're in trouble. So what I see is that the media and all the fanboys of the other consoles, right, they're starting to turn and focus all their firepower on Xbox.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Xbox didn't do themselves any favors, right, with the 4 games. I'm just going to be honest with you.
No, they didn't.
Now, Hebot's here. Okay, let me. Hey, what's up, brother? Um, but Hebot like was one of the people
Bye.
that was talking about. Hebot was talking about how he wasn't happy about them bringing the games over to other consoles. And there are other people within the Xbox community that was saying that. Then there's other guys in the Xbox community that were like, well, it didn't bother them at all. Right?
Yeah, I ran into that on the last podcast we did with Sega Man. Sega Man remembers.
Yeah.
Me and this dude, this comment section got into it, because well, I'll let you finish your train of thought, man. 'Cause I don't want to get all long winded. I already went. I hated that he missed my dissertation on Forza Motorsports, but we're glad you're here, brother. It's no telling when y'all niggas gonna do a podcast. So when I saw Sega Forever send the back signal before 4:45 a.m., I said, "Yo, let me get up in here real quick, get my piece out about Forza Motorsports, and see what he wants to talk about." Hebot, what's up, brother? It's good to see you. Hope you and the
Hey,
family are doing well. Hope all y'all family doing well, man. It's good. When you get to be as old as me, it's good to be any place. So it's good to see you guys. I'll be
it's
50 fucking five in a week, God. No, in 2 days, God damn it. It's time for fucking AARP. But it's good to see you guys. Sega
We,
Forever's the kid out of the group.
no,
same here.
I'm 50.
You're the kid out of the
Wow.
group, like I said.
No, I think I'm you're 55. I'm
No, I'm
50.
the youngest. I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest.
Ebot's the
Oh
youngest.
wow, really, Hebot?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm the youngest.
Okay, that's my bad.
Yeah, what's up, Ebot, man? You know what, E-Rock, man?
You
Me and Sig
got
we got scolding from Hebot last time, so I made sure to send the link, and then I made sure to message him.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Hebot is the one dude in this community who, like I said, and when we were in the green room, Hebot and I have 20 years of evidence, verbally, and we can go to links that the PlayStation fan base is and has been a cult. But you guys, you know what? Again, I hate to be a dick, but one of the great things about not having a YouTube channel anymore, not having Twitter, and not even really being on Instagram, I just pop in and out of Instagram to see the news and to look at titties and ass. That's all Instagram is for. Titties and ass.
Yeah, pretty
Pity.
much.
But
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
titties and ass on Instagram. But
no.
it feels so good to be blissfully unaware of what's going on in the gaming community because it's such stupidity. They spend so much time not gaming and talking about nonsense, focusing on Xbox, and they focus on Xbox basically. The conclusion is Sega Forever. They focus on Xbox because there's nothing going on over their platforms. Xbox is getting all the games. Xbox is making all the headlines and making all the news, and that bothers them. And so I'm glad to be out of that loop, and not be around. But please, Sega Forever, continue because I do have some thoughts on all of this
Did
shit.
you guys see that new post that was up there?
What's that?
The Gamer Boat put up a post. Do you guys see it or no?
What, Phil? Xbox is responsible for the damming of the Suez Canal? What the fuck we do this week?
Or something like that. No. They were talking about that the CFO of Sony said that the metric of gaming forward needs to be about engagement and active users because Microsoft has over 500 million active
Active
and
users.
Sony.
Okay, Hebot, you're breaking up.
I'm driving. That's why. Sorry.
Okay, no, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They were saying that the CEO of Sony is saying
Chief
that
financial
the
officer who's at home.
can you guys hear me or no?
We can hear
Yes.
you loud and clear.
Well, he was the CEO of Sony that's saying that the metric going forward needs to be about active monthly users because Microsoft has over 500 million monthly active users, and Sony only has 123 active users, right? Monthly.
Wow.
And because of that,
Wow.
he said that's why Microsoft, even though they sell less consoles, they make more profit than Sony. He said it himself.
Yeah. Not surprising.
Wow.
So
Wow.
they just put that out there. I thought you guys saw it on Twitter.
I don't know how to deal with this new transparent Sony he bought. You and I have been to this game for decades. We're used to Sony lying about shit. What the fuck happened to them, man?
Well, I mean,
You
if
know why? They
they
can't. They can't.
got a new CFO, they can't lie no more. They're in a position that they're fucked. If they can't lie no more.
E-Rock, when they put that guy in charge and I saw he was Japanese, I knew it was over. When they pull out the
Wow.
Japanese dude from the company from Japan, that's serious business. That's how I
Yeah,
know.
because as much as I give the Japanese a hard time, let's face it, the American version of Sony over here in California, they've been fucking up. So somebody over there in Osaka, I think they used to be in Tokyo, but I think they moved to Osaka, one of their buildings. They must have said, "Yo, can we please get somebody in here that knows what the fuck they doing?" Because I've been saying for the longest time, we all have, that consoles, boxes sold doesn't equate to profit. We've been saying that forever on our podcast, but we don't have 100,000 viewers. You know, we're not for. I'm gonna just get. We're
It's
not.
great that he said it, E-Rock. It's great that he said it because just the beginning of this week, the whole doom and gloom was that motherfuckers were talking about because the profit margin in Europe for Xbox, right? Oh my
I heard
God, it's so bad. Xbox doing horrible. Like trying to make it seem like they don't. That's why they don't want to do no more consoles and this and that. And the profit margin from the entire gaming industry that comes from Europe is only 8%.
Wow.
So Microsoft has sold like 7 point something million consoles, and Sony sold like 12. So it's like 5 million console disparity. Yet these fuckers are trying to make it seem like it was like 20-1. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's great that they came out and said that because, like I said in the beginning of the week, all you've been seeing is people dooming and glooming. Oh my God, I see Microsoft. They don't need no console. They need to get out. I'm like, you motherfuckers, just shut up. You always look for any angle. Any angle. The European market is 8%. It is irrelevant. I've said this for years. The only market that counts is America. That's it. Because everywhere else it's so low, it's marginal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and these guys don't want to get it. Oh, now you're bugging. You're crazy. Japan is super important. Motherfucking Japan don't even want to fucking fuck with Sony no more. All they do is buy Nintendo because it's on the go. And they like that on the go shit. You know? So
Yeah.
I'm glad they came out and said it because right now that'll just shut everybody the fuck up.
You would
think so well in Europe. It's been so well in Europe since the 360. And even that big of a deal.
And that makes sense because when you think of Europe has always been a PlayStation stronghold since 1995. But their big thing over there is football. Their big thing over there is FIFA, but they've always been a PlayStation-centric region. But when you look at Europe literally is England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland. And if you want to go far enough to include France and Norway and all that shit, you can. But when Hebot says 8%, you can literally see it. You can fit Europe inside the goddamn United States. So when Hebot says they're insignificant, he's not being disrespectful. He's saying that America, a big chunk of the gaming marketplace is America, and let's not leave out Mexico and South America. Let's not leave them out.
It's been like that. It's been like that since Atari.
Yeah.
The American market is what made Nintendo big. It wasn't even that big in Japan when it came out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Hebot.
You know what I mean? And then
Yes, sir.
you tell people, it's like, nah, you crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Japan is a dominated market. Is the dominating market. Like, you motherfuckers are stupid. Y'all don't know how to do your fucking analytics because all you have to do is Google it, look at the data, and you see. You know what I'm
You know what?
saying?
You know what Japan's been? It's kind of like the fashion industry when Milan used to dominate or Paris.
Very good,
They
Sega
would
Forever.
dominate. They would dominate that, right? But you guess where all the
Yeah,
clothes was made? All the clothes was made in
yeah.
India and China.
That's right. It's called the changing of the guard, man. Things change, Sega Forever and Sega Man and Hebot. And sometimes people who they grew up with something and they're stuck in their ways, they don't want to see change. Me, me being a black man from Southwest Philadelphia who dropped out of high school, went back, got his GED, went to college, got a college degree, and had to lift himself up by his bootstraps. I had to learn really fast that change is inevitable, and if you fight against it, your ass is done. Your ass is done. When I went to community college, I was 27 years old when I went to fucking college, and all the white
Right,
kids in there were using computer, and they were like, "E-Rock, you got to copy and paste that." I said, "What the fuck is copy and paste?" I didn't know
right,
shit,
right,
but it was
right.
right then and there I realized I had to adapt and change, or I was going to fail my classes. The fan base of Nintendo and Sony, they don't want things to change, and Microsoft for the last 20 years, as Hebot will tell you, has represented change. Everything you enjoy, this digital frontier, these digital storefronts, Steam, all of this shit, Microsoft, Xbox. Xbox opened the door with that, with those onboard hard drives on Xbox. Everything you enjoy now, PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live. If it wasn't for Xbox and really Sega dipping their feet in the water first, we wouldn't have this electronic frontier we enjoy. So all this hate against Xbox, I never understood it. I just laugh at it now because I think these guys are silly. I think they're clowns. It's just so good to not be on the internet and see this dumb shit anymore. But I did see that article he bought for a hot second where, oh my God, Xbox is failing in Europe. They're doomed. I said, damn, these motherfuckers make $3 billion per fiscal quarter. I wish I could be that doomed. Man, please. Somebody doom me.
Right.
Somebody doom me to growth and financial growth year upon year. Year upon year, this company's in the black while other companies is in the red. It's just this community is just so laughable and so funny and so hilarious. Like they're not even worth
Well,
wasting time.
that's why Phil keeps saying that it has to be about active users and engagement because more people you have playing on your ecosystem, the more likely they are to spend money on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They don't buy the box only because you have other options how to reach the ecosystem even without the box. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So they're not concentrating on the box. Yes, they give you the box. Obviously, it's important and it's pivotal because the box is what gives you the highest quality of performance in the gaming industry for the best price at the best value. And I say that because, the first thing people say, oh, get a PC. Yeah, but a PC does not, it's a lot more expensive, right? You gotta adapt to the way it's gotta be used, which is not people friendly at all, right? Even though they've made it a lot easier to deal with PCs and use them, it's still not people friendly. Most people just want to plug and play or to take on the go on their phone, on their tablet. And
Pick
that's
up
the
a
bottom line.
pick up a controller and not have to worry about swapping out a new graphic card, a new fan every fucking 3 years. Because in that market, the graphics card, Sega Forever and Sega Man change every fucking week. Who the fuck?
That's all.
We just want one static, dedicated box for 4 or 5 years that does everything we need to do, and you hope that whoever made the box future-proofed it. That's all. That's it.
That's
Nobody
right.
wants. I will give the PC community credit. They have these things. They have a community of modders. These are computer guys. These are gamers
Right,
who
right.
figured out how to take apart the game code, and they made Gran Turismo 5 better, kept it alive for 10 years. The wrestling games, WWE 2K, are the best on the PC because the modders figured out how to tear it down. And all of the great shit we get in the WWE 2K community, new characters and shit like that, is by the PC guys. They know how to break the game code apart and fix these games. In fact, when Starfield is finally opened up to mods, that's when you're going to see Starfield really fucking shine. But other than that, the PC, I tried PC gaming before. It was expensive, and back then in the early 2000s, there wasn't shit out there. I'd rather buy a console, like Hebot just said, plug and play and keep going. I don't want to worry about changing out a graphics card every fucking year, Hebot.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, if our grandmothers and grandfathers, uncles and aunts, even sisters, and even certain brothers, they don't even know how to fucking plug in or do certain things on a console, for Christ's sakes, which is more simplified and simplistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine when they're doing it on a PC. That's why the PC market, even though there's so many people on it, it's niche because there's more people on it because everybody in the world has a PC.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it does not mean that they use it to game on the way you game on a console. That's why I've always told people the only market that's the most important for gaming is console. Whether you want to believe is PC, it's not. PC is a selective type of game, selective. Like that's why Power World is doing well on PC because it's their type of game, is what they like. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Power World's not even a full game; it's a beta demo basically, or something like that. You know what I mean? It's in beta form. And that's what they're used to. That's what they're conditioned to, right? So for them, it's like, oh yeah, we like this. Plus, you only pay $20, $25 for the game anyway, in beta form. So again, like I said, the real gaming market is based off the consoles, whether people want to believe it or not. You know what I mean?
All we ever hear from PC guys, and you still hear from guys like, oh no, it's Alex. Oh, you guys got to pay for Xbox Live. There's a reason why you pay for Xbox Live. Security. Oh, well,
right. Not only security, but everything you got is always there with you. They don't just take it away. You don't lose access to it, right? In 99% of the situations and cases. And also remember, Xbox Live was also because at that point you were also getting free games. You were getting different perks. You only could access certain things through Xbox Live. Now they cut that down, yes, but it's still got certain things and why we pay for it because we have free, dedicated service for each game, for example. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which you don't have that. Just like that on PC. On PC, when you play a game and you want to play it with dedicated servers, you have to pay separately for a certain amount of time for each game that offers it. And Xbox, if they use it, it's completely free. It comes with the console's ecosystem.
That's what these guys fail to leave out in this conversation when they bitch about Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. They forget to leave out that it's hidden costs of being a PC gamer. Oh, y'all still pay for the internet. So it was like PC gamers, most of them that I've seen, the big conceit with them is they want everything to fuck for free. They want to pirate their games. They don't want to pay for nothing. Everything they want everything to fuck for free. And life don't fucking work like that. And
no.
I don't want to make it work like that.
For the longest time I've said, look, even though it sells less, they have more people buying and spending money. And people are like, nah, you don't know what you talk about. You're crazy. Look, they just came out and said it. The CFO or CEO of Sony himself came out and said it. That's why they make more profit, even though they sell less consoles. Because it's about making money. It's not about just selling shit. Because once you buy a console, okay, great. But if you're not buying the games, you're not spending money on the ecosystem, then what's the point?
T-Bot, anybody that understands business and know how businesses work should have known that Nintendo and Sony and PlayStation were looking at Xbox with jealous eyes. Anybody, hell, I won't even go so far as knowing about business Sega forever. Anybody with half of a functioning brain that isn't a fucking vegetable or isn't a functioning retard, anybody should have known, you know what? If I was in business, I'd be jealous as shit. These guys made $3 billion in 3 months. That would bother me. How the fuck do they do it? How can we learn? How can we be like them? One of their games has 35 million users. How do we do that? Spider-Man.
And that's why it's mind-boggling when developers skip the fucking console with games. why I said when they skip it is because they're a bunch of biased motherfuckers. You're not gonna. How you gonna skip an ecosystem with 500 million active users a month versus one that only has 123? That don't make no sense, does it?
I'm glad the
But
numbers are out there.
people, you have more people that will with the higher probability of buying or playing your stuff. So that's why when I see that they skip, oh, they just fucking being biased. And oh no, they're not. That's a conspiracy. Yes, they are. Of course they are. They only put it there because it's the leading platform in sales, but that does not guarantee that the game's going to sell more on that console just because there's more of them out there. Because they buy less. They buy less games and they spend less money. On Xbox, it's not like that. They sell less consoles, but more people buy because there's more people actively on the ecosystem. It's just that simple.
And more people try and buy games because of Game Pass. People are more, right, including myself. I will try a game out on Game Pass before I buy it. And if I like it, I'll fucking buy it. And that may seem like nothing to you that I do that. But if you times what I just did by 35,000 or 300,000 people, then the number, then it becomes clear that hell, Game Pass is selling these games. Game Pass is getting these games out there, which is why these developers now want to put their shit on Game Pass. It's nothing but money. These studios is closing down Sega, man. These the developers, they dying a slow death, and so they're looking at ways to maximize their profits. It is what it is. This shit is going to change again. I think gaming is going to undergo another massive shift, and holding on to the old ideas of brick and mortar stores and physical copies, which you guys should hold on to physical copies. And people like Hebot, people like Sega Man, people like Unlimited Production who have your physical copies are smart. I don't have, even in this house with fucking 4 bedrooms, a living room and a basement, I don't have the space to store 1,000 goddamn games and 1,000 fucking movies. So I adopted the digital, but just know that eventually in that digital game, you're going to lose out. You're going to lose out. Like I've been victim to shit just disappearing. Smokey and the Bandit was just gone for some reason because of a fucking rights issue. It came back, but I mean, Smokey and the Bandit was just going out of my collection. What if that happens to the Marvel Cinematic Universe? What if that happens to DC or Warner Brothers? What if that happens to fucking Project Cars is delisted? You can't find Project Cars. I bought it digitally back in 2015 when Kid Smooth and fucking Iron Wolf was telling me, "Oh, you crazy. And ain't no way Project Cars is better than Forza Motorsport 6. I said, all right, whatever. I bought it digitally and I still have it, but it's been delisted. There's a ton of games that have been delisted in the Microsoft store that you cannot find. I still cannot find Overlord from 2007. So like there is a precedent and a intelligence behind having physical copies. I just hope that Phil Spencer and these game manufacturers and these publishers understand that you need to be supporting the digital copies and keeping them so that we can continually buy them. I get it. I cannot have have Project Gotham Racing 4 Hebot because of the licensing. All of the cars licensing took
they need to make a law. They need to make a law like they did with music, where if people buy something, right, digitally, no matter what, you can never take that license away because they paid for it. That is the only way that the digital market will be safe.
It's a limit, Hebot. It's a limited. Hebot. Listen to me. With cars in those racing games, it's a limited license. That should be for like 3 or 4 years. I looked this shit up. I looked this shit up. It's a limited license, and that's why you cannot play Project Gotham Racing 4. I own a physical copy of it. So what that means is I gotta go hunt down an Xbox 360 because I got rid of my Xbox 360 like a dickhead. I don't keep consoles around. I kept my Xbox One S though because that shit was a banger. But I don't have my fucking original Xbox. I don't have any of that shit. I'm at the mercy of licensing in the Xbox digital store. We can't play Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection. We can't play this racing game called Outrun or some shit by Sega. All of that shit had licensing that expired. and we can't play those. These games are lost. We call them part of the lost 10 or the lost 20.
E-Rock, even now, because I've said it in the podcast before, I bought Crossfire X, which is a new game.
So did I.
And Crossfire X had 2 campaigns that you paid separately. And that, I think they were $25 each, something like that.
That's correct.
I bought them, and the game was tied to the internet. And I guess because it didn't get enough support, they decided to close down the servers for the game.
They killed it completely.
What happened was they didn't just close down the servers because the campaigns were also tied to the internet. Both campaigns are not non-accessible. You can't play them. If you try to go into play, it says this content is no longer available.
So basically, Hebot and I have dead code on our consoles that we need to just fucking delete because they're not bringing it back.
Mm-hmm. And it happened to me on PlayStation with a game that was an old school beat 'em up from the arcades, and it was from, I believe it was Saito or Irem, I'm not sure, I don't remember. But it's called Knights of Valor. And they had a brand new remastered version that they did, but it was tied to the internet. And the way they did is the more you played it, the more you unlock certain things and perks like costumes, different weapons. So they made it where it actually had longevity as opposed to the old school way of just playing the beat 'em ups, that they were more straightforward. But once they shut down that server, I could no longer play it again. It was gone. And that was on PlayStation 4. So it's happened to me on both platforms, right? And they never brought it to Xbox. And I was like, yo, bring it to Xbox. It was the same thing like that Punisher game that was on PlayStation. You can't play it no more. It's gone. Right? But people don't seem to understand that that's the danger. So when I say physical is a necessary evil no matter what, it's not because I'm saying it's bad to adapt and move forward with what's going on. It's because that is the only 100% way at this moment to keep your, to keep whatever you what you invest in, you keep it safe. You know what I mean?
I know it doesn't make sense to y'all. You still there, Sega Forever? I think he dipped out. He likes to dip out on us.
No,
I think Sega Man is hosting a podcast now. I think I own. I'm not sure. I think I own 1,000 or 2,000. I think I own. No. I own the licenses to 1,000 or 2,000 television shows and movies on Microsoft. Microsoft movies. Microsoft movies. Yeah, the Microsoft store. Here's the thing, though. What if one day Microsoft does the numbers and says that Microsoft movies and TVs is no longer profitable and decide to drop that shit? Are they going to write me a check for I don't know what $5,000? Do I just lose all of that shit? Because because there's no way I was going to store 1,000 or 2,000 DVDs in my fucking house. I hate clutter. That wasn't going to happen. So digital was the right move for me, but there's always the worry in the back of my mind. Yeah. This digital shit going to come to an end. You know what I mean? Not come to an end, but
it comes to the point that you always got to worry you might lose it, right?
Yeah. I mean, guys, do you understand how much? Now, I didn't mind. I had iTunes when I had an iPhone. I had about 1,000 songs on iTunes. Their songs are like 99 cents to $1. I didn't give a fuck about iTunes when I switched to Android, but I'd be greatly concerned about losing all my Star Wars movies, all my British cinema, all my comedies, all my TV shows, all my DC movies, are you fucking, basically, if you owned a television station or a cable TV station, you can come to my house and just program your entire station of my collection. Are you fucking kidding me? There's a future where I might lose my games and TV shows and movies. I don't want to think about that.
And movies are expensive. They're not cheap. Yeah.
No, they're not. So a new release Ultra HD is $19. That's why sometimes it's better for me to just sit home and wait rather than go to the movie theater. But I mean, Hebot is saying, there should be some kind of law or some kind of protection for people like me who I bought the license of Sega Forever to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I don't own it. You think I own it? I own the license to play that game.
Rental to you think about it.
He bought an unlimited production owns Assassin's Creed Odyssey. He got the goddamn physical copy. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, the battle for consumer rights is an ongoing issue right now. You know, there are a lot of lawsuits for you named the entertainment company. They've got a lawsuit right now about some form of ownership or some form of rights because of this, because of the push to digital, and then not only that, you know, the numbers are showing that the younger generation are almost all digital, which makes sense because a 20-year-old now was 10 years old back in 2014, and that's when the digital revolution, especially in gaming, really started.
Yeah.
You know, so we're talking about kids who grew up with nothing but seeing the ability of play games and purchase games right from the console, from an app. You know,
and a lot of them don't know the value of the money either. They don't care. They're like, oh yeah, like they think, oh no, it's there, I bought it. They don't understand how it works.
And in their defense, it's hard to care when you weren't brought up on something.
Right,
you know?
right.
You know, that would be like if my parents try to get me to whatever came before VHSs into like the 70s or some shit. Like I don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And as a kid, I would have never gave a shit about whatever came before VHS and DVDs. You know, so it's hard to train. What was it? Was it to my expert?
Unlimited production. Listen, not to cut you off, man. I had VHS, and I was glad to see that. Betamax. I had VHS, which was the eventual winner of the Betamax versus VHS war, and I was glad to see that shit go. Big ass bulky tapes, and you needed like if you had 20 fucking VHS tapes, you ain't had no room in your bedroom. Fuck that shit.
Oh, trust me, man. My grandparents to this day has a closet of old VHS tapes. It's like going back in time when you try to go in there, man. And not only that, let's not forget when that was happening, the Betamax versus VHS thing was going on. There were lawsuits then that had to pretty much give people rights with ownership of movies at the time. So I remember watching a video about Disney, because it's always Disney in particular. And when this shit happened, they did not want to put their movies on VHS and Betamax because of their worry about ownership and all that. You know how Disney is, man. They're full of shit. Yeah. You know, I know y'all love them. Y'all used to love them, but they were always full of shit, even during your childhood. You know what I'm saying? And so Disney, even back then, they didn't want people owning their shit until it started making money and they started releasing.
Hey, don't talk about the vote, bro. Don't talk about the vote.
Oh no, fuck the vote, because I think it's bullshit to release a product physically for limited time and then scam people saying, oh, if you only buy it now, and people buy that shit in droves.
Pinocchio
years ago, and nobody
limited. But then I don't know. You might be too young. Remember these commercials? Pinocchio will be gone forever. You better even get it.
When I was a kid, they were doing that with the Little Mermaid and Lion King.
Yes.
All right.
You don't know nothing about the Diamond Collection, I bet.
About what?
Diamond Collection.
Oh, the Diamond Collection. Yeah. What was it? I don't remember the Diamond Collection. But I do remember
movies that they said was not coming back.
The movies I grew up with. Yeah. I do remember the movies I grew up with. Get it now before it's locked away forever.
Yep.
The Diamond Collection, bro. They sprinkled the dust on there. They sprinkled the dust on the box. There you go.
And when you're a kid, Sega Forever, man, you eat that shit up like, we gotta get it. But when you get older, you're like, hold on. Why you kind of sort of why are you selling this shit for a living? Just release it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's this word that I love.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna step out real quick. I'll be right back in case y'all talk to me and I don't answer. I'll be right back.
All right.
But there's this word that I love called karma. So 2024 is coming back.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's funny, man. You look at Disney historically; they've always been against any type of change. You know, they weren't quick to jump on the DVD train neither. You know what I'm saying? It took them a while to jump on that train when all the other movie producers were doing it in the early 2000s and late 90s.
You would not believe DVDs right now. They sell still billions of dollars more than any other format.
I believe it.
Wow.
That shit because people adapt to DVDs, and that's all they buy now because it's the cheapest. Remember, DVDs are like $3, $5 sometimes. That's all people buy. It's crazy.
Yep.
Oh, that's what Sega Man was talking about. Sega Man was talking about that. Gen Z, they're going old school, man.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, the prices of DVDs make it accessible. You know what I'm saying? And I've always said, man, if I didn't hitch my if I didn't put my money towards like my poison choice, my poison of choice when it came to entertainment ended up being comics and games. But if I had more disposable income, I'd start building a physical movie collection too, just in case. You know, because I'm too am getting concerned about ownership rights, and I need to see shit play out before I get comfortable with it. You know, and lately, big business has been winning a lot more than the consumer has. I don't know if I've noticed. You know, big business has been winning a lot, and so I'm not as comfortable about as rights as you would have been decades ago when they probably would have lost this shit like 20 years ago. They would have if the digital revolution happened 20 years ago. You wouldn't have worried about your ownership with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, for example. Right? Because it's like you bought it, you own it. But now you know, they're doing everything in their power to be like, no, this is just a license and all this other bullshit. So until them lawsuits play out, man, you know, I'm less bullish in Hebot, but I understand. But I'm with Hebot as well. If I had the money, I'd still be buying a handful of DVDs here and there, like I do with my games and comics. You know, because but yeah, hey, Sega Forever, if you don't mind, can you put this on screen?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me address Faded Blaze real quick.
All right.
Faded Blaze, talk about Disney. Let's talk about Quiet on the Set Nickelodeon docuseries. Hey, Faded Blaze, we'll do that in the podcast, the All In podcast next week, dude. I'm gonna start doing that every week. So this week is Wrecking Crew, and next week will be podcast, and we'll talk about all that stuff, dude. If you guys didn't hear it, man, there's this documentary that came out about all the shady stuff that was going on Nickelodeon.
Kenan Thompson is in that documentary, right? Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah. But yeah, so Faded, yeah, trust me, man. We'll get into all that stuff next week. Unlimited. You want me to share? What did you say? You want me to share?
Share what I have on screen.
There you go.
Because Hebot sent us to this in the group chat, and I just want to touch on it because the numbers pretty much prove us right. You know, first of all, it was so obvious. You know, the PlayStation gamers don't buy their own games; they weren't going to buy Xbox games. But listen to this. Look at this. Pentiment didn't rank among 200 most popular PlayStation 5 games. And Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush is the one that everybody thought would at least did well. Look at this. It debuted at the 124 spot. So both games are flopping on PlayStation right now, right? Not even doing decent. It's doing horrible. And I hope this experience. I'm glad that this experiment is fluttering and blowing up in their face, so Xbox could go back to being Xbox and not think, hey, we gotta cater to the rest of gaming. You know, like right now, just cater to Xbox, man, and the Xbox brand because there's and this also kind of confirms what I've thought. And that Grounded, for example, had 20 million players, which I don't think people realize the game was that successful before. Going to Switch and PS5. We already knew not Starfield. Sea of Thieves had 35
million. Yeah.
So my theory when I read that Iraq was that everybody who wanted to play those games already played it on Xbox. So this move just didn't make sense to me. That's why my theory has to be that this was like a put up or shut up move, a prove me wrong type move to the people at Microsoft who don't know gaming or something for them to be like, look, this is what this is really like you can't treat our games like you do Windows or you know what I'm saying, Windows or Office. You know, you could get Office on your phone now these days, for example. Right, and this idea, like you can't put Xbox game everywhere because gamers don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? And it's now proven. Which I mean, I still think anyone could have seen this coming a mile away if you just use, if you just paid even a modicum, right? Paid potentially even just even a tiny bit of gaming. Right, but I'm actually, this is a rare time where Xbox move that fails. I'm happy for because this is just proving us right, And I have my gut feeling just tells me it's proven some people in the Xbox, inside Xbox, right, who probably thought that this was a controversial or bad move. So after the next two games fail on PlayStation, Nintendo, go ahead and pull the switch on this. Never mention it again, and let them port beg. Let them port beg and be crybabies, because that's what they go. And by the way, isn't it funny? Hold on, let me put something else on screen before I hand the mic over, because I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Oh no, we love hearing you rant, man. I need for Sega Forever to get in contact with Sega Man and teach him this technology, because this is nice that you can grab somebody else's shit and put it on screen.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Sega Man.
That's all unlimited.
We'll get you up to speed, Sega Man. Don't worry about it. I know Sega.
Yeah, I'm the one who's putting this. He's just the one that has to push send. Basically.
Yeah. I'm not doing none of this. It's all unlimited, bro.
Yeah.
I know Sega Man. Like, man, that fucking E-Rock had always put me on blast, man. Hey, I love you, bro. Nothing but love, man.
Nothing but love, brother. I know.
Man, one thing I hate about these search engines is that it makes it harder to find the old articles.
Unlimited, while you searching for that, man, I'm glad that those games failed too, because I was vocal about it on Sega Man's podcast weeks ago, maybe your podcast. I said it was a dumb fucking move. It was a stupid fucking move.
Mm-hmm. All right, I found it. So this is from 2002. Not 2002, 2022. It's Sea of Thieves coming to PS4, PS5. So the point I'm trying to make here is that they're going to port back anyway. But isn't it funny that they were port begging for these games, and now that it's here, they don't give a shit? What does that tell you?
Yep.
Like, Sega Man, does it not tell you that they've been full of shit, that they don't care, and that it's so weird how we have a community in this gaming space who don't give a shit about gaming, don't really give a shit about. They don't even. Sometimes I don't even think care. I don't even think they care, E-Rock, if their own platform's successful. They just hate Xbox, and their modus operandi is to how can we shit on Xbox, and one of them was port beg for years. Because these articles about is Sea of Thieves coming the PS5, you could go years back since the game released, damn near, of them port begging from it. And it's funny, now that they got what they want, they don't give a shit. It's and we could have told you that, but yeah, man, like you said, this was always a bad move. There was no reason to take away a game under your exclusive library for this. But if it's going to happen, at least it happened to a 6-year-old game. You know what I'm saying? And not Starfield or Indiana Jones or something that was really Xbox fans.
This needed to happen. I'm happy that it happened. Again, like I said in the last podcast, I've been nothing but impressed with Phil Spencer's job, the job he's done, as we all have. The way he turned Xbox around. You needed a steward in charge of Xbox that was not just willing to focus on games. He was willing to focus on making the brand better. And that's what good business people do. And they delegate responsibility, as Unlimited Production knows, and they find the right people to be in key positions inside the company to help the company grow. You see it with all successful companies, IBM, Microsoft, Apple. You see it with Netflix. You see it with WWE. These smart companies, they have a culture there, and they find people that fit into their culture, and they don't veer away from what their operational goals are. So to tie back to this, you're not going to see, I know a lot of you don't follow wrestling, some of you do, maybe you don't, but these are household names. You're never going to see WWE loan New Japan The Undertaker. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see WWE loan AEW Hulk Hogan. You're not going to do that. Those toys belong to us. Those are our intellectual properties. Yeah, if Hulk Hogan wants, he can leave WWE once his contract expires and go somewhere else, but we're not going to loan you to him. Essentially, what Phil Spencer did was they loaned Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Grounded, and Sea of Thieves to PlayStation and Nintendo in return for nothing. Because you better believe if I give you Hulk Hogan, AEW, you better send me MJF. Well, they ain't got nobody down there now but MJF. Or New Japan, well, nobody knows who those guys are except for geeks like me. So What are we getting in return for Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush? You didn't send us Spider-Man. You didn't even send us that piece of shit for what's it for foreclosure or whatever the fuck, that game that failed miserably. Nintendo never gives us anything in return. It would be so easy for Nintendo to. You know what, Rare? Since you, Rare, were as responsible for our success in the mid '90s as we were, we're going to let you guys have Donkey Kong Country, and you can put it on Xbox. It would take 2 seconds to map out the fucking controllers. It would take 2 seconds. Nintendo won't do it. Why? Because if you want to play Donkey Kong, you have to play it on a Nintendo. My friend, the late Eli G's, my next door neighbor, God rest his soul, we had this conversation 1,000 fucking times. I want to play Donkey Kong on Xbox. You can't. Well, I want to play Gears of War on PlayStation. You can't. Well, I want to play Indiana Jones and the Golden Circle on PlayStation. You can't, John Campion from AMC Movie Talk. You can't. That's just it. Well, Phil Spencer, he added fire. He added fuel to that fire. He added kerosene, gasoline, and fucking nitroglycerin to that conversation by sending those 4 games to 2 hostile platforms who in no way want to cooperate with Xbox. And so I know somebody up in Microsoft said, this is a good idea. We can, Phil Spencer said in an interview, my goal is growth of the gaming industry. And that at some point, exclusive games should end. But God, I wish I could sit Phil, Sega Forever, and Sega Man in a room for 25 minutes. He won't listen to me because, no offense, I just get racial sometimes, but it is what it is. I'm not a white boy with 120,000 followers on YouTube. I'm not Geoff Keighley. I'm not fucking Randall L. Thor. So he ain't gonna listen to fucking me or Hebot or Unlimited Production or Sega Man, even though we got more common sense than all of these motherfuckers, right? Some game, Sega Forever, Unlimited Production, and Sega Man. Oh, and I hope I'm using the right word. Some games are homogenous to that particular brand. Mario is not a fit on Xbox. It works perfectly on Nintendo. That's where the fuck he should stay. Gears of War is not a fit on PlayStation. Neither is Sea of Thieves. Your biggest game other than Halo and Gears of War, guys, the numbers now show was Sea of Thieves, was Xbox's biggest game behind Gears of War and Halo. You can do the numbers, and the numbers will always back that up. 35 million players. Sea of Thieves should have been homogenous to Xbox, and it will fail over on PlayStation because they don't even want to buy their shit, right? Uncharted and Gran Turismo should be homogenous with PlayStation. And in the Japanese mindset, they're going to stay on those systems because we are in the business of, this is not a console war. As Unlimited Production has told y'all 1,000 times, but y'all weren't listening, this is a content war. Look no further than the battle between, well, it ain't a battle, it's a bludgeoning between Netflix, Paramount Plus, HBO Max, and Disney Plus. They were all supposed to be the people to take down Netflix, but Netflix battered them into the dirt because this is a battle of content. Who has the most content? Phil, you're muddying the waters by having your content be everywhere. Okay, you could put your games on Steam, fine. PC, that's Microsoft. Always has been, always will. Nobody has fucking Linux except for computer nerds and dudes somewhere building a fucking bomb. So you should keep your games on your platform. But I just don't know what the fuck Phil was thinking. Like Unlimited Production said, this was a decision that was made higher up. Well, goddamn it, Phil, you're the boss of Xbox. You can veto some shit. Well, I don't want to make enemies in the upper corporate structure. God damn it, make some enemies. But no, since you didn't, and since you went ahead and put Sea of Thieves on PlayStation, it needed to fail. Since you put Hi-Fi Rush on PlayStation and it came in, what, number 120? It needed to fucking fail. And I'm glad it failed because maybe now you will get it through your thick fucking head of Sega Forever, Sega Man, that we cannot all sit in the playground, hold hands, and be like, kumbaya, my lord. It's not going to happen. In every business, there's winners and there's losers. Somebody's going to win in that war between Netflix and the other streaming services, and somebody's going to eventually close down. There's going to be a winner between WWE and AEW. You just wait and see, right? It is what it is. There's going to be a winner between Microsoft and what other? Geez, is there any other fucking software server out there? Like it's just, it is what it is. It's why Norton Antivirus went to the federal government and said, hey, no fair. Microsoft built their own antivirus. You can't do this. Antitrust. There needs to be a reason for a product to exist. There needs to be competition in the marketplace, and you cannot just blur, just put everything everywhere. It's not going to work, Phil. It's not good. There's a reason why Nintendo has a loyal following of children and niggas that are about to collect Social Security for 40 years. That appeals to a certain brand of dude who never wants to grow up. That Peter Pan shit. Well, as long as I'm saving Princess Peach, I'll be forever 12 years old. Nigga, you are 86. You better put down that controller, go out and get some pussy. As long as PlayStation makes fucking God of War, there will always be that subset of, oh, God of War, look at the pretty graphics. Never mind that the fucking dialogue and the gameplay is made for fucking functioning retards. Look at the graphics, Xbots. And as long as there's an Xbox, there'll be a cult out there hating on it. That's the way it's supposed to be, Phil. You're never going to win these PlayStation fans over. This is the proof. I'm glad these games fail. And whatever Phil is planning next, if he's planning to put any more games, because I don't know what to believe about this nigga's mouth anymore. I don't know what to believe about.
E-Rock, I'm sorry to interject, but I gotta say this.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really think Phil even wanted to do that. I think that what we're dealing with is a decision from the Tim Stewarts and the the Brad Smiths.
Very good.
They pushed this up the Sadia. Sadia, you got to remember, Sadia is just now becoming hip to this whole gaming thing.
Yes, sir.
And see, the thing is, to me, I feel that this is where, not just with gaming, but just with entertainment, everything went wrong was when suits got involved. When fucking investors got involved, that's where everything we're dealing with movies, with TV shows, it's all to fucking feed investors.
You know what I think? You know what else I think it is? It's the blessing and the curse. They grew past Windows. They grew past Windows in Microsoft, and now the eyes really opened up to the people who just let Xbox do their thing for years. But now that they saw, oh shit, they bigger than Windows now. Okay, we really gonna see what's up, and now a lot of hands are in that cookie jar, as boss would say, Fire Boss would say, man. A lot of hands are in that cookie jar now, and now Phil and them are learning. The corporate game is a lot different from when you just buddy with Satya Nadal and he gave you free reign. Now that the other heads are out there and putting their input, man, he gonna have to learn shit. I'm gonna have to go to war in my own company.
Because to me, it's like, what the fuck is Brad Smith doing up in the fucking office of the UK, holding up a damn contract and shit? We're like, dude, go sit your ass down somewhere. And I mean, and of course, saying stuff like, we're gonna put things everywhere, and it's like, whoa, what's going on with this dude? Because the match was struck by him. Phil, remember, guys, Phil wanted to kill this shit. He wanted to kill it because he was getting irritated of every interview he was going to. So, what's coming to PlayStation? So, what's coming to the Switch? He was getting irritated with that shit. He was getting tired of it, and he wanted to kill it. But there's a fat chance of that shit now. So I would say all the way into the next Xbox, yeah, just deal with it, guys. This is how it's going to be. We're going to keep hearing it.
Guys going to buy the games? That's what they do.
Oh, I put on screen a minute ago, Hebot, the article that from earlier. About them, not about and to recap, to pretty much catch you up, Pentiment didn't even crack PlayStation's 200 most popular game, and Hi-Fi Rush, the one that we think is going to be most successful, peaked at the 124 spot. So neither game are doing well. Neither game are going to sell, and you know, I don't think any of us here are surprised he bought because because look, PlayStation fans, they don't buy their own games, and as much as people hate hearing it, the numbers, like, do you really want to pull the numbers now? Because we could pull the numbers to show you that they don't. You know what I'm saying?
No, no.
So they were never going to buy Xbox games. He bought, and I'm just catching you up.
No, they're not. They're not going to buy it. And I, like I said, the only game that might get some traction is Sea of Thieves.
I don't think so.
And I don't think it's going to do as well because remember, they were the ones that started pushing that narrative when Next Gen said the stupid shit about the Kraken is lacking, right? So if the Kraken is lacking, why the fuck is it that you want that shit to be smacking on PS5? You know what I mean? That's not how that works, huh? You know what I mean?
I was there for all of that shit. I remember like it was yesterday.
Yep.
If you went through that Xbox One generation, you had a lot of fun. You enjoyed gaming, but it was a lot of that's when we saw the community get fucking toxic. It was like Xbox couldn't have their own identity. They basically had to be, as Unlimited Production so eloquently said, PlayStation 2.0. And if they weren't, you were going to fucking hear about it. And goddamn it, we heard about it March 2018 with Sea of Thieves. Don't tell me I'm wrong. I was there. Your Kraken is lacking. Sea of Thieves. Oh, look at you, E-Rock X out there in your lonely boat while I'm playing God of War. And Spider-Man's coming. And then play Spider-Man. You hear this shit every fucking day. And it's an insult to me. It's an insult to me that guys like me, Microboxer X, Welsh Gamer, we built that fucking community. We supported Sea of Thieves. We were the ones saying this game is great. And you gonna put it over there for those fucking clowns? But you know,
after all the shit they talk.
Yeah, go ahead, Fireball.
Oh no, I was adding to you, man. I was like, yeah, all the shit they talked about it.
Fireball, so I'm older now, man. I'll be 55 in a couple of days. As my younger, very intelligent associate, Unlimited Production, has said, and I got to remember that there's some things you're not in control of. You're not in control. It took me 2 years to realize that one of my favorite companies of all time, Warner Brothers, is ran by goddamn idiots. I can't fuck with them no more. I mean, that's not going to stop me from buying Casablanca if it comes out on fucking Ultra HD or swimming in a movie, the proper version of it. If it finally comes out on Ultra HD, but like they're ran by idiots. You expect me to get hyped for Superman after you destroyed the DC universe? Fuck you. Why should I invest in you anymore? Me and Hebot fought for y'all for years. Hebot was one of the few niggas other than me to say, yo, Suicide Squad is fucking fire, right? So we supported Xbox for years, right? And Phil Spencer told us in one breath, Xbox games will never go to PlayStation or Nintendo. And so, and not only did he say it, but Aaron Greenberg said it. So that next week, you make Aaron Greenberg look like a liar? Who are we to believe? Some dude in the comment section got mad at me. And I'm like, dude, listen, I'm a consumer. I have a right to complain. Like before you guys claim here, I told you guys how I complained vociferously about Forza Motorsports. And after playing it for a week, I was wrong about Forza Motorsports. Forza Motorsports is a fantastic game. And there's been a lot of malfeasance from Digital Foundry, IGN, and the community trying to make Forza Motorsports look like trash when it's not trash. So that's what we're dealing with, Phil Spencer. We're dealing with a constant assault from all fucking sides. And you give these motherfuckers more ammunition? I don't know what to believe out of your mouth anymore, dude. That's all I was saying before everybody fucking.
And also add in that the better versions are running on that fucking pizza box called the PlayStation 5. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, at this rate, you know, it's no point even get invested with this shit. Just play your games. Just play your games and just be done with it.
You know what, Fireboss, if you was here right now, I would give you a beer and a high five because Fireboss, I know we haven't known each other for long, maybe 3 years over the internet, but the more you get invested in this shit, sir, it just gives you fucking headaches, Fireboss. I swear to God. Yeah. How many nights have I been on Twitter before I got rid of it, arguing with motherfuckers? Yeah. How many days have I been on that stupid fucking YouTube channel of mine, arguing with motherfuckers in the comment section about shit, Fireball, sir, I had no control over.
And they make you. They make you. They make
I'm
you
not,
feel a little.
I'm not
They
doing
make
it no
you.
more.
E-Rock. Yo,
E-Rock.
E-Rock, real quick. Did you ever get Suicide Squad?
Oh, the Suicide Squad game. No, I'm waiting for it to come on sale, man. Because
Don't buy it. Don't buy it. I'm gonna gift it to you for your birthday.
oh god damn it, man! Thank you. Wow.
Yeah, I forgot your birthday's
Good
in a
shit.
couple
Good
days.
shit.
So
You see how these
enjoy your
DC
birthday,
guys
man.
are. You see how these DC guys are. They all stick together.
They be sticking together. But yeah, what I usually do, man. There's so many games coming out. I always
Wait. Damn, why is it? Why y'all? Yo, see, that means because y'all brothers in colors, y'all only support each other. I want to give too, yo. That's the only point.
Chris. You've been giving for years, man. You didn't give enough.
Yeah,
And more than that, and more than that, you supported this community when a lot of the guys in the community dumped out.
This is how cool Hebot is, man. One birthday, he sent me a Green Lantern John Stewart figure out
That's
the
awesome.
blue. I'm just
I
chilling.
don't do shit
I
for
checked the
nobody.
mail.
I am an asshole.
Yeah, I checked the mail, man. I got a Green and I keep that figure, in my little gaming setup to this day, man.
That's awesome.
Never took it out the box like a real collector, man. I hope I'm
That's
making Hebot proud with that one. So I know
That's
they don't like taking them
That's
figures out
all
the
I.
box. I'll let they have
That's
to,
all
man.
lies. Don't listen to them. Don't believe them. They're lying. I'm a bastard Puerto Rican. I don't do shit.
Oh yeah,
Check
guys.
it out. I was gonna say you were talking about like when the way it feels with Xbox. It's like if you're getting a nice blowjob and you about to bust a nut, and then the girl just stop and tell you fuck.
God damn,
That's what
nigga.
it feel like. I'm like, God damn, fuck finish. No, you bitch.
Hey guys,
That's
listen.
like being an Xbox fan sometimes.
I know.
Bad, bro. Like damn.
Yeah, and guys, the only reason why I mentioned that my birthday was coming up, I was not fishing for gifts because you guys have all taken care of me before in the past. Hebot, Sega Man, Unlimited, especially Sega Forever, out of nowhere with fucking Gotham Knights a year and a half ago, which I appreciate everything you guys have done for me. I don't deserve it, but only reason why I mention that is because I want to I want to stick home what a waste of time it is spending 7 years arguing with people over video games. I'm just saying. Fireboss is right. Fireboss is right when he says, just enjoy your games, man. Let it go. There's nothing I can do. Who knows what decision Phil Spencer's going to make next that I'm not going to agree with.
See, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. It's not even, dude. It's not even Phil. That's the thing.
Go Rockets.
He's got no choice but to go. It's like we all like to sit there and say that, oh man, he's the big boss on the block. He's the CEO of Xbox, but he still has, as I said, Brad Smith over him. He still has over him. So unfortunately, if their voices are louder in Saudi's ear, and those investors always speak louder.
Yeah. Every company's a slave to shareholders these days, so that's a tough one to navigate. But I want to piggyback off E-Rock, man, because look, E-Rock, I never went as deep as you have in terms of like arguing with people.
I know you were smart. That's why
I quit Twitter because you could ask Sega Forever and Hebot. They don't see me on Twitter ever again for a good reason. And man, my life is peaceful. My life is peaceful without that damn app. I don't be seeing this stupid shit no more. I'll be, you know what I'm saying?
You can't respond to it.
I don't see none of that nonsense, and I am happy. I am happy, man. It's wonderful. You know what I'm saying?
Because it seems like there's some people out here in all forms of entertainment, Fireboss, Sega Man, Unlimited Production, Sega Forever, whose only goal in life is to be miserable. And if they can make you miserable, they win. And even though I had a lot of fun 7 years as E-Rock X, a lot of it was arguing with dudes who I didn't realize they themselves were miserable. They were hating on you guys because you had Game Pass, the Xbox. So I
was arguing with dudes for like 3 months, and I wasn't even arguing. They were just arguing in my fucking DMs.
Yo, for real, man. Like he bought literally back me up on this. You literally lost brothers over fucking Spider-Man. Because your opinion over a game.
Yeah. Shit, I lost people talking to me over politics. I'm like, oh my God, Jesus Christ.
It's not true. It's not that.
It's not that deep. It really isn't. It really isn't. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're not We're not all supposed to like the same thing, smell the same thing, fuck the same thing, eat the same thing. We're human beings. That's what makes us unique. We're supposed to like different things and still get along. Like how I started telling you, oh no, because you don't eat this, I ain't talking to you. Or fuck you. You know what I mean? Like that shit is crazy. Like that makes you look so juvenile and childish. It's crazy. You know what
You
I
play
mean?
Xbox. Xbox is trash. Like, nigga, how old are you? Are you 12? Are you
Right,
like
right, right.
9? And this is your first fucking console, and that you don't realize that people, like, as much as we give Nintendo fans shit, that's their right to rescue Princess Peach in their basement until they're 75. It ain't made for me to judge the motherfuckers. If that's your choice,
Listen, they need to at least E-Rock, not for nothing though. They need to at least be like, yo, I want to rescue Princess Peach, but I want to rescue Princess Peach in some fucking Unreal Engine 5 in 4K and 60 frames per second at least,
no,
bro.
no,
Like, come on.
no, no, no. It's got to be that childish, cartoony shit from now until all 6 of us are in our graves. If you change it, you done fuck up the formula. It's got to be. See, the Nintendo fans' mind looks like a child's mind. We got some Pokemon
Bro,
here. We got some Mario Kart. I could jump over some mushrooms and shit. That's their twist. If you add new graphics to it, you done fucked up the illusion. They're not a kid anymore. Now they're an adult.
E-Rock,
You might as well go buy
in
an
all
Xbox.
E-Rock, in all seriousness, we all here can enjoy a Mario, a
Yes,
Metroid,
yes, we
a
can.
Zelda,
A
but we
Donkey Kong.
also know how to embrace and enjoy something new and unique, like an Assassin's Creed, or let's say, Evil West or a Hi-Fi Rush, because that's what gaming is supposed to be. It's supposed to be different experience
I,
with different,
Ebot,
technology and things like
Ebot,
that. Right?
Ebot. I was born the year that there was still civil rights movement. I was born the year they sent the man to the moon. And I was born the year after the summer of love. It ain't no way to fucking hell. I'm walking in the game spot with all these adults. Yo, man, you got Call of Duty. Yo, man, you got that new Assassin's Creed. Yo, man, you got that new Mario
Right.
Sunshine. It ain't no fucking way that I walk in a fucking store second, man, and asking for some shit a child to play. I'm not out, yo. That is a
Yo,
that cult. I gotta give them credit. Like they must
you
just buy they
know,
in trench coats and fucking hats and glasses.
Iraq, you know where I felt so off centered, and you guys, fellas in general, where I felt so off centered in gaming, where I felt like, damn, that's how you know the gaming plane is different, and motherfuckers just care about certain things. I remember when GTA had came out, or no, not GTA, it was Red Dead, Red
Yeah,
Dead, right?
the first
I
one.
think I was the, I think it was like 100 people waiting online in GameStop. And I think I was the only motherfucker that bought Alan Wake, and I didn't went to go get Red Dead Redemption.
Hey man,
I was
everybody got their own
buying
thing.
Alan Wake. I was like, yo, I'll play Red Dead another day. I gotta get this Alan Wake, bro. We waited 7 years for this shit. You crazy. Everybody in there
Respect.
looked at me like I was stupid.
Well, a lot of
They
them
looked
guys
at
who
me
was
like
in
I
there
was
about a lot of them guys who was in it about Red Dead, which is bandwagon hoppers, man. It may be
mm,
it may have been 3 dudes in there that played Red Dead Revolver on Xbox and PlayStation.
yeah.
So
It was
they don't know
the
the
original
limit.
game by Capcom. Exactly.
Mhm.
Right, right. They didn't even know what it
But
was. What's Red Dead Revolver? The first Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, that game was very different from Red Dead Redemption 2
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
well.
Red Dead Revolver was more like Evil West. It was more straightforward,
Right.
level based, boss
that's
battles.
back
You know what I mean?
that's back when Rockstar Games experimented with shit
Yeah,
back in the
that was
2000s.
back when they released more than one game a generation as well.
Yeah, man. Like there's a game out called Manhunt on Xbox in the Xbox store for the
Hmm.
original Xbox. Get it before it's gone.
Yeah.
All two. What does that Max Payne's? You
Oh
know,
yeah, all three of them.
yeah, these games are going to disappear soon. We've seen it, right? And the fact that Phil Spencer even brought back those OG Xbox games is amazing. So what I try to do, if I have a couple of dollars, the bills was right, I try to collect all of those old Xbox and Xbox 360 games because they're going to disappear.
Yeah,
They,
what I
I
like
mean,
about them, E-Rock, sorry to cut you off, is
oh
that
no,
they're priced very well. Like, most of them like $10 or under,
yes, yes,
which is
yes.
good because the physical copies of them, some of them are pretty pricey. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? If try to get the physical version of Time Splitters 1 and 2, good luck paying some bills. Because unless you're fortunate like Sega Man to own them already, you're gonna pay an arm and a leg. So I'd rather just pay the $5 or whatever it is for the digital version. And you know, and as much as me and Hebot are pro physical, the pros of digital is stuff like that where they could be priced at that price instead of the the aftermarket. Now that it's not in production for 20 years now, and you got to literally hunt for some of these games. And then when you do, some of these people want to charge you way too much. Like I'm not, collectors out there. I'm not paying $100 for an old ass game. So please stop doing that shit. Anytime you think a game is rare,
some of this shit is outrageous. I go to Amazon to look for games from did I maybe missed or did I want back? Parappa the Rapper for PlayStation 1, like fucking $500. Overlord 2007 on Xbox. It was a great game where you were this bad guy and you had these little minions, like these little elves. And great fucking game.
I own all of them.
Oh damn! The first Overlord was just so
like it played a lot like the other one with Jack Black, Brutal Legends.
Yeah,
you would control your army of minions.
Yeah, they want $60 fucking for Overlord.
Oh no, that's ridiculous.
What the hell is that? I thought we was on the Johnny Carson show for a second. Some of them fucking games, Sega Man, are fucking ridiculous. They like, some of them games like retro gaming. They figured out that we want pieces of our childhood that we lost. And they are charging through the ass for this shit, man. Fuck that.
Yeah. The best time to be a retro gamer is like the generation that just ended. For example, right now, Xbox One games are the cheapest because they've only been out at most a decade. So you could, for example, you want to get a physical copy of Rise on a Rome, $7.
Yeah,
something crazy like that. Well, if you wait in 20 years, when that becomes a cult classic, then you're gonna see physical copies for like $90 of that fucking game, and it's gonna drive you crazy. But what's that, Hebot?
Unlimited. It was like that for a long time because when the Saturn got liquidated, Sega Forever could tell you. He's attest to this. He walked into his old Toys R Us, got Burning Rangers, House of the Dead, Virtual Fighter, Hostile, and he basically paid like $2, $3 for it. That's how it is all the time.
Yeah.
The best time to buy physical games is when a generation ends. You can get Sunset Overdrive right now physical for Xbox for like $4.
Yep. And
you could get Reach for like $4.
And it's gonna drive you crazy when in another decade they become cult classics.
Yeah.
And the price
literally and they be like $800.
Yeah. I look at GameCube games like that because I remember when I was in high school during the sixth generation, right? And there used to be this store, Game Crazy and Hollywood Video. Those are my two favorites.
Wow,
right?
Hollywood Video.
Yeah, and so when you get your first little job, I was able to buy OG Xbox PS2 games $5-10, no problem. You go look at some of the games now, especially the GameCube. They want hundreds of dollars for shit like Super Smash Bros. Melee. I'm like, I paid $5 for that shit at Game Crazy 20 years ago.
Yes,
nonsense.
Yes. Listen, Game Crazy was cool because you could play the games before you even bought them. They let you test it out, try the game. You like it, then you can buy. You can actually buy it.
Yeah,
that's what I used to like about Game Crazy.
It's crazy.
I used to love that place too, man. I like that more than places like GameStop and EB Games. At least in my local area.
Yes.
Here in Philadelphia, the mom and pop video game store has all but disappeared. It got put out of business by GameStop. What makes this gaming thing so crazy, to get back to what you guys were saying about those Xbox One games, YouTube is playing a huge role in getting a lot of these older games over. I can't tell you guys, and I can't make this up, I can't tell you guys how many videos I've seen of Rise Syndrome. And what I do is I immediately go in the comment section, and all I see in the comment section is, wow, look at these graphics. What game is this? Is this on PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
Yo, look at this.
Yeah.
What is this? Yo, I can't believe the graphics. What is this? Yo, this is unbelievable. Look at this. is this coming out next month? Yo, when is this coming out? Is it Unreal Engine 5? I'm like, I can't comment because I don't have a YouTube account anymore. I'm only here as a guest.
Yeah.
I have a Google account. That's why I'm here. I don't have a YouTube channel anymore. Somebody put in the comment section, this game came out on Xbox One, the original Xbox One in 2013. Oh man, how did I miss it? You was busy hating on it.
Right.
Yeah.
You was busy
That's
hating
true.
on it.
That's a point. Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with Quantum
Quantum Break.
Break.
Quantum Break.
Quantum Break. Sunset Overdrive. Oh my God, look at this. This is crazy. Look how he's parkouring around like Spider-Man and like Jet Set Radio. Look at the graphics. This is beautiful. When's this coming out?
Yo, E-Rock, I literally saw a video the other day titled Insomniac Games Masterpiece, and it was Sunset Overdrive. And I was fuming because everybody here know that was my favorite game of all of last generation. And I'm like, these motherfuckers are not doing this, man. Y'all waited it pisses me off so much when they waited a decade to give the Xbox game credit.
That's
Even
all
like,
I
in
think.
the video, E-Rock, the guy's literally saying, pretty much praising it, maybe not as high as I praise it, you know, but he's like, this is my favorite Insomniac game. I'm like, yeah, exactly. It's brilliant. Right. This had better traversal than the Spider-Man games. Like shit that sounds hyperbolic to everyone but us Xbox dudes who've been saying it for a decade. Yeah. Oh man, I watched that. I watched Twitter multiple times. I watched that video out of spite. So I'm like, there's no way this video. not from the say that this was cartoony trash and that Insomniac betrayed them and shit like that. Oh God.
You cannot.
I said that on Twitter a bunch of times. I said, listen, and even now, and they get mad, they'll be like, look, I'll be honest with you. Sunset Overdrive is still technically a more sophisticated game, technically, than Spider-Man will ever be. Because it has so much stuff going on.
I saw a comment in a Sunset Overdrive video saying, when is this coming out? Nigga, this video was from like fucking 7 years ago. The dude was like, when is this coming out? That's how far ahead of the curve, Sega man, that the Xbox One's games and graphics was. But all they could focus on was 1080p.
Resolution, right. Which is a shame. It just goes to show you that nobody really pays attention because there's a lot of games. I remember when we started the Xbox, you know, when the whole backwards compatibility started, remember when it was heavy after they announced it? You saw a bunch of people playing all types of different games like Marlo Briggs, right? And other stuff like or like fucking you know, like the Castle Crashers remastered before it even got remastered. And all you saw was people, yo, this game came out in the 360 arcade store? What the fuck? How did I know about it? This shit is fire. Like, the people are just so, like, it's like they live under a bubble, even though it's hard to believe that that's even possible in our era, since it's an era of so much information being put out all the time, right?
Yeah.
And I literally saw that. That's what I saw. I'm like, yo, these games been out. Oh, this game on PlayStation came out. This shit fire called Dust. That game was on 360 in Elysium Tale. Amazing fucking game.
One thing about the bought is people are selective of what they want to hear, of what information they want to take in. They're very selective.
Yeah, Fireball's got for knowledge tonight. What the fuck? Some fucking big knowledge. Yes, they're selective in what they want to hear, just like I was about Forza Motorsports, which I had to, again, Unlimited Production wasn't here for this. He don't follow the fuckery. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, Unlimited Production. There's been a lot of comparison videos out there done by major fucking sites like Digital Foundry, who was right about them by calling them Digital Fuckery. Basically, Digital Foundry is now a PlayStation channel. Let's just say it. Digital Foundry, IGN, and several YouTubers, they've been making Forza Motorsports versus Gran Turismo 7 videos for months now, just comparing the two. And what these guys have been doing is they've been deliberately making the Forza Motorsports videos as bright as possible, so they can look completely ugly when compared to Gran Turismo. Let's just be for real right now. Gran Turismo looks amazing because Polyphony Digital and Kazunori Yamauchi, they sweat every little detail of car paint, car clear coats and shit. But let's be for real. Forza, Gran Turismo, still the cars don't feel like real cars. The cars still race in a perfect line. Where in Forza Motorsports, you will see your AI counterparts drive off into the fucking Potomac. You will see the motherfuckers crash. So I actually believe
motherfuckers actually cut you off.
yes, sir, Fireboss. I actually believe the videos. Do you know why? Because I only played Forza Motorsports for a second, saw it, and said, "This shit looks ugly. Half the tracks are gone. Turn 10 has lost their way. Their students,
Right.
playground games have surpassed them." So I kept seeing these videos. They are dog walking Forza Motorsports. John Lindemann from Digital Foundry picking out individual blades of grass. Right? They are dog walking Forza Motorsports. So what I did was, I said, this game can't be as bad as my eyes are seeing. Turn 10 couldn't have released this dog shit on us after 6 years. So I actually
told you that.
stopped.
Remember, E-Rock, like in one of the Exiles. I told you that.
Yeah. So, T-Block, listen, I finally just played the fucking game. I stopped bitching about it and compared it to Project Cars, which I told folks back in 2010, the Project Cars, in a lot of ways, is ahead of Gran Turismo, ahead of Forza, ahead of everything. My man, other was like, no, it isn't. I said, man, you got to play it. So I played Forza Motorsports, right? And I didn't even notice, guys, as dumb as it sounds, you have to adjust the settings of Forza Motorsports for you to lower the brightness and for you to raise the HDR contrast. Once you do that, and once you play the career mode, God, I've been playing Forza Motorsports for 4 days. Career mode. This ain't me being an Xbox. I just told y'all that I dog walked Forza Motorsports. I called it a piece of shit. I said, look, I'm glad I didn't pay for this fucking garbage. Sorry, others think it's a piece of shit. I played Forza Motorsports for the last 3 days. God damn, the game is fucking gorgeous. The game is gorgeous if you adjust the fucking settings and play the career mode, because Dan Greenwald and Turn 10 wants you to experience Forza the way they would. Rain comes at you at all directions. At nighttime, signs in Germany glow at night. Fucking ray tracing when it rains. Signs glow on the ground. The trees are actually made of polygons. Fireballs, not 2D. They're made of polygons. This game is fucking insane. Like, you'll be playing 1 minute and it's dusk and the sun's going down. You'll be playing 1 minute and it's clouds in the sky and the clouds turn dark. I'm like, wait a minute. This ain't what them guys showed in that video. This ain't what John Lindemann showed on Digital Foundry. I'm playing a completely different game. Fireballs, how can they get away with this shit? I'm just asking because I need to
know that.
The reason why is because they have a large following. One, two, no individual person could call them out, because let's say you did call them out in a comment. All you get are responses or downvotes saying you're a hater, you're this, you're that, this and that. How do you know? You don't know what you're doing. You know, and you'll be dealing with the audience that already likes them and that are going to believe them without question. You know what I'm saying? And since it's impossible to do research on every fucking thing, sometimes you just go on a limb and just believe. You just believe. People take their word from it. It's someone like Digital Foundry putting out these long ass videos. As Hebot does his coke deal out there.
Yeah, his coke deal. Unlimited production. Not to cut you off. This one video I saw today, because I love racing games, and I like to see the feedback of what guys are talking about. You know, that's how I know whether to buy Grid or not, Grid Legends or not. Right. This dude had the brightness up on his Forza comparison video, so bright, unlimited, that it was obvious. It was fucking obvious he turned the brightness up. The Gran Turismo side looked perfect. It looked fucking perfect, Fireballs, right? So that's what they do. Fireballs. People see these videos and believe that Forza Motorsports is a piece of shit, like I did.
And
right?
They'll never play the game and see it for themselves, so they base their opinion off of that. That's the most common thing there is.
So before you guys came in, even though nobody's listening, I had to apologize. I said I was wrong about Forza Motorsports. I've been having a blast with it, and it's fucking gorgeous. All because I was too dumb to adjust the fucking brightness and the HDR. And so it made me immediately realize these videos, they're lying to people, and there's nothing we can do about it. But you know what? It's par for the course. when it comes to Xbox. They're gonna always try to make our games look like shit because Forza Horizon 5 was so good, unlimited. I don't know if you remember, but it was nothing they could say about that. It was like it was nothing
they had meltdown so bad they forgot the English language, man. It was wonderful.
Man, one dude was trying to do math and failed at it. They were so upset. But like, it's so crazy that a quick opinion from 5 minutes of gameplay and a couple of videos could influence me, who's usually smarter than that. Yes, okay. Forza Motorsports and Gran Turismo still, you can't control every aspect of the weather. They still have way less tracks than Project Cars. Project Cars was fucking insane back in 2015. I forgot the developer, but god damn, the game has been delisted and the developer is no longer making games. Electronic Arts has killed the Project Cars series, which is sad, but they were so fucking far ahead of the game. And I told Kid Smooth and this dude named Iron Wolf this in 2015, and they fucking dog walked me. What? There's nothing better than Forza. I said, guys, you got to see this shit, man. I was driving, in 1 second you could see the clouds rolling in. It rained on my windshield, and then the sun came up, and you know what you're talking about. You can look around the cockpit. Well, what does that matter in racing? Well, can you look around your cockpit in your car? Yeah, well, you can do it in Project Cars. It's the little shit. And I will give Gran Turismo credit, not to get back on the subject again, they sweat the small details, but so does Forza. Forza feels like you're driving a fucking car. When you drive a Mercedes, it feels different from driving a Honda hatchback. So when Forza Motorsports Unlimited Productions say built from the ground up, that became a meaning. Listen to the Unlimited Production. I know you don't travel in these racing sim circles. They have been dog walking this fucking game. Oh, they didn't build it from the ground up. Well, guess what? When you look at the fucking trees in Forza Motorsports and see that they're built out of individual, you can tell right away. I don't have to tell you they made individual polygons. You can fucking see it. When you play the fucking game, you could see it on these comparison videos, even though they're low resolution. So when Dan Greenwald says they built Forza Motorsport 2023 from the ground up, he's not lying. He's not lying. But that game just got shitted on by the community for some reason. And I was part of it. And I was wrong. Sometimes, like Unlimited Production said, you got to play these. So if I was wrong about that, how wrong are these guys about Suicide Squad? Because they dog walked that game too. They dog walked Suicide Squad unmercilessly. Oh
Yeah.
well, the window.
I think what happened with Suicide Squad is same with Gotham Knights was the flavor to hate of the week.
Yeah. Not only that. I noticed for a few years now, Fireboss and E-Rock, that they want the gaming world wants the narrative for superhero games to be this. Insomniac are the only ones who make good superhero games, so they should be the only ones to ever get rights to make them.
Yes.
Right? And they are going to tear down every other non-Insomniac superhero game, hoping that's what happens. Now, unfortunately for them, your boy Unlimited actually plays these games, and I think the gameplay in Suicide Squad is absolutely phenomenal. The game looks amazing. The graphics are excellent. I'm still playing it. They just had some new content drop today. And I personally love it. But this is part of the course for me. I'm so used to games I love being hated, like not only hated on but despised, that I'm just used to it at this point. It doesn't affect me. You know what I'm saying? For example, I was playing Starfield earlier. You type in Starfield right now on YouTube, I guarantee every single video is going to be negative. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I hate that fucking game. I love it. I love, you know what I'm saying? Same with Suicide Squad, same with Gotham Knights. You type in Gotham Knights, every single video is going to be negative. It was my game of the year a couple of years ago. So for me personally, when I hear negativity about games that I enjoy, it's like water off my back at this point, E-Rock. It literally means nothing to me because I'm like, all right, cool. You went into it, hated it. You came out hating it. What am I going to say about that? You know what I'm saying? Because people don't have open minds anymore.
And John Lindemann and IGN, I hate to say it, Unlimited and Fireballs, they're a part of this shit. I seen one of John Lindemann's fucking videos about fucking. It wasn't John Lindemann, it was IGN. I see one of their videos. Well, in Spider-Man, you could actually see NPCs inside the building. There's no NPCs inside the buildings in fucking Suicide Squad. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like this is what you're picking out now, whether there's people inside the buildings in the game. John Lindemann on his Forza Motorsports video, he was picking out individual pieces of grass, no fireballs. I'm not joking. The video's still up. It's called Forza Motorsports versus Gran Turismo 7, the duel. This nigga spent 58 minutes picking apart the smallest goddamn detail. What he refused to mention though, was the trees was fully polygonal in Forza Motorsports. He refused to mention how Forza Motorsports dog walks Gran Turismo in the rain at night, the ray tracing.
Yeah.
It's like
One
he
thing-
deliberately
one thing to
omitted.
gloss over, E-Rock, because you bringing that up, is that those maps, those tracks. See, the thing is, those tracks. See, traditionally, what most racing games do, and what Gran Turismo is done, is they basically just build the graphics around the track, around the circuit. If you was to go into a debug mode and zoom out and stuff like that, that's all you have is the track. But see, what they did in Forza Motorsport was they literally made an open world map.
Wow.
So
It
basically, when you like, what was that? What's that African track where you're coming over that ridge and you can see that city in the background and stuff. That city's actually there.
Yeah. Oh man, the track.
It's not a skybox graphic. It's not a PNG file. It's actually there.
And you know, it's so crazy that like I'm not a developer. I don't know any developers, but how do they feel when their work is being like torn apart and there's no merit to why it's being torn apart? Like say last year with the vampire game, fucking hell, Redfall. Redfall had bugs on PC. It had a few minor issues on console, but they were issues that got fixed. The game was great. I had fun with it. But yet the community, IGN and John Lindemann chose to gloss over the fact that in Spider-Man, you were running around New York as a cube. He left that shit out. It's like
what game was that? Was that Sugar Cube 2?
That's what you're doing because when you got an agenda or an opinion, and I've noticed this for years now, which is and by the way, stuff like this is why nobody could take things like the media seriously, right? Because when you go into something, for example, when you go into something not liking it, 9 out of 10 times you're going to end up hating it because you already told yourself you're not going to like it.
That's facts.
And since nobody in the gaming media likes Xbox, they go into these games they're going to these games. They're going to look at every fault, even when shit don't make sense. For example, you'll never convince me that blades of grass fucking matters. And I remember that was a big deal with the GTA 5 Xbox One and PS4 version a decade ago. I remember that was huge. They focused on them blades of grass. So I'm like, yeah. I remember the last time I played a game and stopped and looked at fucking grass. I don't even do that in real life. Come on, guys. Right? So for me personally, I'm not easily convinced because the shit that they got to convince me to tell the Xbox version is worse in these games is shit that nobody notices. But Unlimited, you telling me that the shadows, dude, when I'm playing a game like Suicide Squad, which gameplay, the closest gameplay to that is something like Sunset Overdrive, where a lot of verticality and all across the map. You know what I don't fucking do? Stop and look at shadows. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, actually, I could tell you, hell, I don't even use photo mode in game. You know what I'm saying? So that's how little I care. But still, when with these comparisons, they're just so and this is just me personally, and why I just never got into watching Digital Foundry so heavily is just that like you lose me the moment you zoom into something at 400 times at an image I'm not going to see naturally. You know what I'm saying? At that point, it's like, dude, I'm not going to notice that in basic gameplay. Tell like what I want to know first is graphically, does it look good?
Yeah.
Cool. Does it run well? Cool. Is the game fun? Cool. After that, everything else is going to fall in place, in my opinion, anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't think of any game I don't like. I've never not liked the game E-Rock because the shadows were bad or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Horizon Forbidden Entertainment because it's fucking boring. You know, I've never once bashed a game, and game got pretty graphics at that. You know,
Gorgeous. It's a gorgeous game.
Yeah. You know, the game recently hit PC, and PC people have that game looking even better. You know, and yet I still hate the fucking game. You know, but you know, but that's why for me personally, I'm so disconnected from all this stuff now. For me, it's just the opportunity. You know, if there's something interesting to talk about, I'll talk about, or to hang out with you guys, I'll do it. But me personally, I've got no attachment to this community at all anymore. I don't even consider myself any more than a gamer, to be honest with you. I don't see myself in the gaming community. I don't see myself in the Xbox community. And I really just see this shit as a bunch of silly bullshit when it really gets really over the top, like it was about a month ago.
Yeah,
everybody like Tim Dog started losing their mind and shit. That's when you realize that, man, this is a cartoon, right?
it is.
And this is like a Saturday morning cartoon, and I'm just so disconnected now that it's actually blissful. It's actually blissful because I just be playing my games, E-Rock. I'd be enjoying the hell out of it, and then I'll go somewhere and I'll see Dragon Dogma 2 gets hate because of microtransactions. My ass like, there are microtransactions. I'm playing this game and the gameplay's fire. You know, the game's not perfect. The open world's could be a little bland and stuff like that. So it's not, you know, it's not gonna set the world on fire. But damn it, if you want to play a fun hack and slash like I do, man, that game's great. Right? Then you go online and there's some drama over it. I don't know what the fuck the drama's about. I don't care, and it's just like, and there's something peaceful about being disconnected from this stuff because you realize how silly and non-consequential the stuff that people try to get you pissed off about really is. At least that's my interpretation of it.
Your interpretation is right because the less I deal with the community, the better off it is. It's really so blissful not having to argue with idiots. But from time to time, you will run into their stupidity. And the beauty of not being able to comment back on YouTube videos is that I can engage. You know, it's just a little irksome sometimes to see good developers being trashed when they put forth a good effort. It's irksome seeing a game like Suicide Squad or Gotham Knights try to be derailed because people decided before it even came out that they hated it. You know, just crazy stuff. And I think that John Lindemann and Digital Foundry, nobody's ever going to hold them accountable. No one's ever going to hold John Lindemann accountable for. And he literally said this. Yeah. I can't play Hogwarts Legacy because it's a kiddie game.
Oh, that's right. And then he reviews Mario. That's right.
Of all the fucking fuckery, of all the fucking what's the word I'm looking for? You know, when you say one thing but do something else. Like this dude, like really? Hogwarts Legacy, the biggest game of 2023, bar none. And he can't play it because, but you know, it is what it is, man. I just think that
you know what the overall problem is? Everybody with a big platform are cowards.
Yes,
and I say that disparagingly because none of them speak up about anything. None of them.
No,
they all. It's like if you're in a situation, and by the way, it's funny that Sega Forever, wherever he disappeared to, titled this "Are Xbots a Cult?" I think the gaming media is a cult because they all got the same opinions. They all feel the same way about everything. They don't step on each other's toes. Like you, if you want to find anyone with a dissenting opinion, you got to find us. The channels with like 100 and 1,000 subscribers. Everybody else with a platform are fucking cowards who all think the same, feel the same, see things the same way, have the exact same opinion. I mean, you go to one to another. If they didn't have a different face, you wouldn't know who the fuck was who. Because if I promise you, you go to Colin Moriarty, then listen to Dustin Legary, then listen to Ryan McCaffrey, with a blindfold, you come out saying, are that the same guy? Because they say the same shit and feel the exact same way. And as a result, since all of them are a bunch of cowards with the same fucking opinions on everything, which is it's literally impossible, right? Because me and E-Rock are going to have different views. Me and Snake Forever are going to have different views on something. You know what I'm saying? And yet these guys, they like the same shit, right? Something that's literally impossible if you don't even need it. If you just interacted with humans, you know it's impossible. And so there's not going to be a single one that's ever going to be like, man, I saw this Digital Foundry video and they lied, and here's the truth of how this game looks. Never going to happen. Never. Right. And so yeah, of course they could get away with lying because they all could literally get away with lying, and they do. I mean, I used to make videos calling out Colin Moriarty because he thinks pulling out the thesaurus and saying big words, think he's saying something when all it was literally bullshit lies that you could debunk with a Google search. And that's why for me personally, I have a great hate for the gaming media. A great hate. I hate their fucking guts, to be honest with you. And that's another reason why I disconnected from the stuff E-Rock, because I'm not going to waste my energy and my short life on people, on things I hate, when gaming is so great. But unfortunately, they have such influence. Like I realized that they had a bigger influence than even I would have thought when I heard just like random people say some shit that they probably didn't watch it, but you know how you hear something, right? Where you might be around and hear, oh well, the Xbots got no games, and they might not even be a big gamer. You think, where would I hear that shit from? And then you realize, like, oh shit, even the nonsense from the gaming media has kind of spewed out there, So that's the unfortunate part. But I'm one man. I don't have the power to change nothing. So I don't even waste my fucking energy. But damn it, when I speak on it, I'm going to call their asses out.
Their reach has gotten too big. And then after I get this, I'm going to tell Sega if ever I'm going to have to go. Their reach has gotten too big because the only reason why we got a much shorter Assassin's Creed this year was because of IGN bitching. Assassin's Creed Valhalla was too long. Odyssey was too long. Motherfucker, for $60, I like a long game. Yeah, for $60, let me take months to finish a fucking game. And it's trickling down to the same thing that Unlimited just said about they all sound the same. Boomstick sounds the same as Randall Althor. Randall Althor sounds the same as Crap Gamer. Crap Gamer sounds the same as MGB. They all have the same voice. They all have the same thoughts. They all have the same opinions. They're all of the opinion, every last one of them, that Ubisoft sucks, right? One of the best publisher developers out there. Meanwhile, you go to a website on YouTube called, I think it's called Dreamtime Gaming or Dreamline Gaming, and all he does is he takes a game like Assassin's Creed or Cyberpunk 2077, and he just walks around. He don't do shit. He just walks around the city or walks around the map and shows you how pretty everything is.
Oh,
and
dude,
all you gotta,
this stuff is amazing. Sorry to cut you.
Yes, all you gotta do, Unlimited, is read the comment section. Yo, what is this? Yo, what is this game? This is Assassin's Creed of Odyssey. Yo, what is this game? This is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yo, who makes this? Ubisoft. I did not know the graphics was like this. Yo, this game looks great. Another comment. Man, I didn't know Ubisoft puts this much detail into the open worlds. Another comment. Man, this is the game they said was. This is the game that they said that. What's that shit? Elden Ring was better than this. Everybody in the comment section unanimously was like they couldn't believe that Ubisoft put that level of detail into their games. And me and Unlimited been saying this shit for like 5 years now, or 4 years.
Since we know each other.
We know each other. We were saying that Ubisoft is, they have some misses. They have some hits and they have some misses. Watch Dogs Legion was a miss, but for the most part, these guys they're only eclipsed maybe by fucking Rockstar. So it seems to me now you're only going to get the truth, like you said, from these small YouTubers who have less than 1,000 subs, because these big YouTubers and these big entities, Colin Moriarty and all these guys, they can't be trusted. IGN's influence and Digital Foundry's influence has gotten so powerful. John Lindemann says it himself, and he says it in earnest, but I can't trust him. The reason why we critique these games is so the developers can know what's wrong with them and correct them. Well, that's what we're for.
That's self-righteous. No, that's self-righteous bullshit. That is such a self-righteous comment that I would. I'm not gonna lie. If I heard that, I would have just clicked X. Like, all right, I'm out. Because that is such a self-serving. That'd be like E-Rock. That'd be like E-Rock being like. I mean, shit, man. I feed my dog because I love animals, and I'm saving the animal community. Like, no, you're just feeding your pet, man. Or no,
you feed that. You feed that motherfucker. So you keep out the criminals up, child. Somebody you feed that motherfucker.
Like, what a self-serving comment. Oh, we make these. No, you don't. You make it because you get millions of views, and the YouTube check is nice. Come on, man.
He made it seem Unlimited. He made it seem like he was helping out Turn 10 as he was putting a knife in their fucking back. I can't. You can't make this shit up. You can't. It's just wild, dude.
So let me get this straight. He was helping Insomniac when he ignored all the glitches in Spider-Man 2.
Yo, what preach? Ignored all that shit. Like,
how did he help Hogwarts Legacy? He didn't even play the fucking game. You want him to do better? You don't even critique it. Like, you see how easy it is to debunk such a stupid self-serving comment. That's hilarious, though.
It is literally impossible now for me to watch Digital Foundry. The only reason why his video even came up was because I was looking up Forza Motorsports, right? Mm-hmm. And so, boom, all of this shit comes up in your feed, suggested to watch, and there was his fucking video where he spent 58 minutes trying to dog walk Forza Motorsports. And I'm like, you can't trust Digital Foundry anymore. You can't. First of all, you can't trust them because their preferred platform is PlayStation. Well, E-Rock, how do you know that? Every fucking game they test is on the PlayStation. Why wouldn't?
I could do one better, E-Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I if I dig hard enough, I can even find where the fat one literally said he hate that Microsoft air guy in gaming.
John Lindemann. Yeah.
I could literally find that quote if I dig hard enough. He probably still has it.
It's the old English guy that I forget his fucking name. Richard Ledbetter. It's this skinny white dude named Matt Battaglia. And because I used to watch them back when I trusted them. And it's John Lindemann. He's like the nerdy looking dude, looked like Elton John when Elton John was 20. Dude got a gap in his 2 teeth. And he claims to love all gaming. But like, as you said, he has a hatred for Xbox and a passion for PlayStation, which is cool. I have no problem with that. But you are in a position of trust, right? You're supposed to be a journalist. And you're not doing journalistic shit. You're just not. You know, again, this video is so crazy because he chose not to accentuate any of the positives of Forza, but accentuate all the negatives and accentuate all the positives of Gran Turismo. Like it was like I just watched the video and was like, man, he's not going to mention the rain, how the rain looks better. He's not going to mention the rain tracing. He's not going to mention how there's actual neon lights at Nordschleife in Germany at night. He's not going to mention any of that shit. Like, I didn't sit through the whole 58-minute video. I sat through enough of it to realize, okay, I see where this is going. I get this. I don't need to watch any more of this. Somewhere on YouTube, there's a bitch in a bikini shaking her ass. I'd be much more informed by that than sitting here and watching this dude because he can't be trusted. And it's the whole IGN does the same shit too. We played this game on a PlayStation 5. Like, why wouldn't you play a multi-plat on Xbox Series X and work your way down? But just that, it is the nature of shit. Like Fireball said, we're gonna deal with this shit.
Well, you remember when Indiana Jones came out and the one guy was complaining how he wants to play it on PlayStation. So that's their mentality, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh, they like to sell it up, talking about like, oh, this is a Disney property. You know, Disney wants that money. They're not gonna let.
No. I'm talking about a guy who literally on his podcast was complaining, saying something along the line. I want to play Indiana Jones on my PlayStation 5. Why is it only on Xbox?
Oh, dude, there was somebody on IGN who said that too.
Yeah, and if you think he's the only one, I got news for you.
I mean, these guys, they were like fucking like. It was a guy who doesn't even talk about video games. He's a movie critic, and him and his whole crew. But they had to watch the Indiana Jones trailer because Indiana Jones is tied into entertainment. They spent 5 minutes. Like, oh, it looks good, but I can't play it on my PlayStation. Well, you know, you can play it on PC, it's on Game Pass, but I want to play it on PlayStation. This dude was literally whining. I'm like, wow, this ain't happening. This is these grown ass people.
E-Rock, I know who you're talking about. I seen that video.
Yeah, his name is John Campia. He used to be with this shit called AMC Movie Talk. He was the only guy telling everybody that Man of Steel was good before he started shilling for Disney, because apparently Disney gives out some great perks. So everybody was just sucking Disney's balls for like years until the collapse. But this dude was crying like, I want to play it on my PlayStation. I'm like, wow, this isn't happening. But like Unlimited Production said, well, I respect him. At least he's telling us how the fuck he feels.
Yeah,
he's telling us what's up.
Yeah,
and he don't want to play it on Xbox.
Yeah, I think Disney had everybody blackmailed because didn't they like refuse you some type of access if you ever left a negative review on anything.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
So like,
you wouldn't be invited to any of the press junkets.
Mhm.
so like what PlayStation does.
Yeah.
Disney
And now,
was way worse, dude.
now, Sega Fab, I know you saying, well, I'm not invited to a press junket. Big deal. Those Disney press junkets, especially this shit, I don't know if they still have it anymore, called D23. That shit was like crack for these motherfucking movie critics and these fucking YouTubers. Like, because you never know who was going to be there. Robert Downey Jr. might be there before he won his Oscar. Now you'll never see that nigga as Iron Man again. He's fucking, that nigga won an Oscar for Oppenheimer. He ain't going back to Marvel now. Unless they give him another 20 fucking.
It would drive engagement on their channels because
Yeah.
Marvel does have an international market as well, especially in China. At least
Yeah.
back in,
Yo, apparently, Sega Forever and Unlimited Fireballs, them Disney perks was like fucking crack. So
Yeah,
John
man.
Campea would come out of shit like The Eternals and Legend of Shang-Chi saying Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings was the best Marvel movie he ever seen. Now, believe it or not, as much as I give Marvel shit, we all know the best Marvel movies are Captain America the Winter Soldier, fucking the Avengers, and Guardians of the Galaxy. So you telling me that Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings was better than all of them shits? That's how. See, when somebody says hyperbole like that, you know they in that bag. Yo,
Yeah.
man, I just got out of Eternals. Yo, this shit was the dopest Marvel movie ever. You gotta go see it. I'm like, yo, are you serious? This shit got like a. Go ahead.
his girlfriend's Asian or wife.
Yeah, he married an Asian, so I guess he had to say that Shang-Chi was the best thing he ever seen, and that's cool. But it's like it kind of puts you on blast and makes you look like a clown because I wouldn't watch Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings and you held my head at gunpoint. I would just be like, well, you know what? Every man's time has to come. Watching this fucking shit, you know. There has been some fantastic Marvel movies, man. If you have not seen Captain America: The Winter Soldier, dude, goddamn. To this day, that shit is still fucking epic. That's what happens when you take a Marvel movie seriously. But even the superhero genre has died because, like Fireball said, something gets popular and they force it down your throats. People say we got to make 1,000 superhero movies. Even DC made some moves. Did we really need a Shazam 2? Do we really fucking need an Iron Man 2?
Hey, I watched Shazam 2 the other night. It was actually pretty good, but yeah, I get your point.
You know what?
I like it. Yeah, go ahead.
Some things Unlimited belong on streaming.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an insult or not, but something.
No, not in today's day.
Yeah, I don't think it was a good idea to release 3 movies in 1 year when your focus, 4 movies, when your focus should have been Aquaman and The Flash. The Flash got thrown into the deep water. The Flash got thrown in right before Oppenheimer and Barbie. And who the fuck saw that shit coming? And Warner Brothers made sure that all of their marketing might went into Barbie. So there you go, man. Like, the director of The Flash still hasn't speaked up on it yet, but he will about how his movie was thrown out there into the wild. And it's crazy. It just shows that DC, Warner Brothers, I don't have no faith in them. They cannot be trusted. And
not of David Zaslav.
I just don't understand how you had Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, and Ben Affleck under one roof, and you let them motherfuckers go. Gal Gadot, how are we ever going to find another Wonder Woman? I know there's somebody out there like Mr. 100 saying, "Oh, they'll find another Wonder Woman." Gal Gadot was so good in that role that they modeled the animated Wonder Woman after her. Because Gal Gadot spoke that Mediterranean, she's from Israel. Because she spoke that Mediterranean dialect, every Wonder Woman now had to speak the same dialect. These guys, the Superman started looking like Henry Cavill. Like, people love these motherfuckers, and you got rid of them. It'd be like Marvel getting rid of Captain America and Iron Man. Or like they did. I forgot they killed the motherfucker. Yeah. So what? I don't know. I can't.
The same night I watched Shazam: Fury of the Gods, I rewatched 1984 Wonder Woman 19 because I watched it, and it's like, damn, how do people hate this movie? I still loved it, man. I loved the message. I loved everything, man. I'm like, people.
It was dark. It was dark, and it did something that superhero movies don't do. It showed that a superhero can be flawed and make fucking mistakes.
Yep.
In fact, the whole opening credits with her as a young girl at that contest, it's what movie directors call foreshadowing. She's 5,000 years old. She has wisdom, but she's making the same fucking mistakes.
Yeah.
That I like that. I like for the hero to be vulnerable. I don't like it when the hero has all.
I genuinely love the scene where
the thing is, if you think about it, E-Rock, that was one of the biggest selling points as to why so many people lean towards Marvel back in the 70s and 80s. If you think about it.
The X-Men were fucking. They were human. We could relate, even though they had powers. We could relate to them. We could relate to. We couldn't relate to the Avengers too much, but we could relate to the X-Men. They were like fucking outcasts. We could relate to Peter Parker.
The X-Men, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Parker was a fucking nerd in high school and going to college. We could relate to his struggle. Like, dude, you got superpowers. Just rob a fucking bank. But he wouldn't, because Uncle Ben told him with great power comes great responsibility. You know, a lot of these old-fashioned ideals, they still stand today, and they're needed today. And yes, we need Superman to stand for truth, justice, in the American way. But if you're expecting to recreate Christopher Reeve, it's not going to happen. They tried that already with fucking this dude named Brandon Routh back in 2006. Yeah. And that's why Zack Snyder said, I'm making a hardcore science fiction movie. And it's okay. Like Unlimited Productions said, E-Rock, get over it. In Suicide Squad, they killed Batman. There'll be another Batman. Get over it. You know, these heroes are open to different interpretations. And when we don't let creators do different shit gets stagnant, shit gets stale. The Suicide Squad has an evil Superman in it. Well, so did Injustice. We like that. So why don't you like this?
And you love The Boys.
Yeah.
And that's all that is. They fucking. Do you love Invincible?
Yes.
That's evil Superman right there, man.
I know this is going to sound crazy.
The Boys is overrated, dude. They're just trying to copy Watchmen. I tried to watch that show. I was like, what? Come on, man.
Dude, Sega Forever, please say that again. I thought I was the only fucking guy that noticed that.
Oh, dude, that's the most overrated superhero show. I was like, they try to take stuff from anime. They try to do a lot of stuff with that show.
I know it's great. I know The Boys is great. I know Invincible is great. But every time I tried to watch The Boys, yes, I did. Because I hear that girl in it, whatever her name is, whatever the fuck her name is Starlight is hot. Until she fucked her face up with plastic surgery. I tried to watch Invincible. I tried to get into Invincible. The concept is great. These motherfuckers came to Earth with all these powers, and they instead of the dad is a psychopath. All I saw was DC. I said DC did this, and y'all trashed them. Well, DC, I was there. DC is too dark. Zack Snyder's too dark. You should watch Invincible. DC corner. You should watch Invincible. Ultraman. They kill people. Wonder Woman was killing motherfuckers in Flashpoint. Okay.
I'll tell you why it's like that, because Marvel is guilty of doing that. Because Marvel, what it is like nobody can have a Superman, because Superman is Superman, right? So a lot of these companies, what they would do is try and create an alternate Superman. But for some of these dudes that created those ultimate Superman, dude, they had a lot of they didn't like. You could tell they didn't like Superman, right? Just the way that they made it. It wasn't like they did Red Sun, like you know how they did Superman.
Yeah,
Red Sun.
yeah. Uh-huh.
But these Supermans that they make, and I saw that with Invincible. It's not like a tribute, or like if you watch My Hero Academia, right? Like the main superhero in there, it takes a lot of his stuff from Superman. But a lot of these other ones, dude, it's down to like kind of tear Superman down, if I'm being honest. You know, and I'm a Marvel dude, and I'm telling you guys this, dude, because they just go too far with it. You know what I'm saying? Because Marvel would do that because, of course, you know, Marvel and DC were in competition, so they would swap creators, like you know, with people got upset. Jack Kirby. So he went over to DC and did stuff over there. So then when people see the New Gods and these Eternals, people are like, oh, are they the same? Well, yeah, because the creator was the same. Right? So it's also, I can speak on this on Marvel, man, because Marvel didn't have a Superman. So they would create a character that kind of diminishes Superman, if I'm being honest. Yeah. It was just the business of comic books, dude, at that time.
Yeah, they got like 3 of them too, man. The Sentry. The one that's with Squadron Supreme. I forget his name.
Is it that dude with the Mohawk Gladiator? Because he's fucking awesome.
No, Gladiator is not. Gladiator is from X-Men.
Yeah,
awesome. But he's fucking awesome. Well, he's kind of like Superman because damn it, he came in the cartoon and he handed the X-Men an ass whooping.
Yeah, he's yeah, E-Rock. The thing is, he's awesome as long as he believes he's awesome. That's the problem with that's the flaw with his power.
Oh wow, wow,
remember,
wow.
remember,
He's
his power is based off his competence. If something
Okay.
rocks his competence, he
no, but
he,
he's
he
also a
falls
part of the
apart.
Imperial Guard as well. He's a part of the Imperial
Yeah,
Guard.
that's
That's
right.
another reason.
See, that's going back to when me and Fireboss was kids before Unlimited Production was probably a baby, not even born yet. The X-Men comic book in 1980 was done by Chris Claremont and this dude named John Byrne. Man, this chick named Phoenix went rogue and turned into Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
So she fucked up this planet. So a whole empire came after her called the Shi'ar Empire.
Yep.
And the X-Men in the meantime was fighting these alien-like creatures who look like aliens. So when the Shi'ar Empire came and the Imperial Guard and Gladiator, them motherfuckers wasn't ready. Yo, X-Men was on some deep-ass shit back in the 80s when John Byrne was doing it, man. So
And Gladiator jacked up my boy Colossus, dude. That was sick.
yes.
Colossus always used to get lickings, dude. He was my favorite X-Men, and like Juggernaut whooped his ass. And
Well, even in the X-Men cartoon from the 90s, this dude Gladiator he flew down to Earth. And what's that dude named Juggernaut? He plucked that motherfucker. He just plucked him and sent him flying.
Yeah, his cosmic level is his power on a cosmic level is high. But that's
Yo,
when Phoenix came into play, right? And that's how they were able to balance that out.
Hey, I'm not getting Disney Plus. Has anybody seen that X-Men cartoon, X-Men 97?
Oh, yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes, and it was really good. Especially the second episode was great.
Okay. Wow.
I'm gonna wait till all the the other because it's only gonna be 10 episodes like everything is.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till the season completes and just binge watch it because that's how I like to watch stuff. I can't do the week to week stuff like it's 2002 anymore.
I got you.
So I just wait till everything the season's complete and then watch it all in one sitting. But yeah, the first 2 episodes are great, man. Especially that second one. So look, it looks like it's going to hit all the right sweet spots so far.
Nice.
Man, I hated that.
I love all of this shit, but it's so much shit to watch. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't hear Sega Forever.
Yeah, I hated the '90s cartoon. That's why I don't want it.
Oh no, that's what I grew up on, man. So for me, it was nothing but oh shit, they're back type thing. And to their credit, they didn't fuck them up with the writing like a lot of modern stuff does. Like everybody was awesome. Cyclops was awesome. They set up a lot. I was very impressed because I'm usually extremely wary about anything that returns now because I got no interest in hey, we're doing this with modern sensibilities. Yeah. But my goodness, they nailed it with the writing, and I hope they keep it up.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I saw an article saying should DC bring back the DC animated shows. I'm like, my dude, Kevin Conroy's dead. That is not happening, man. Yeah. we got DC fans. You got to let that one go. Plus, we DC fans, we actually saw that one till its end. Because remember, it ended with Justice League Unlimited, and they literally had an episode that tied everything together with Terry McGinnis Batman.
That's right,
and everything. Mm-hmm. So we had a finale.
Even
so
Static Shock,
personally,
right?
What was that?
Wasn't Static Shock in that episode as well?
Yeah.
He was actually old at the time.
Yeah. That was the episode that they went to the future. But my point is, man, for us that grew up on the '90s DC stuff, they had a finale, so I'm good. And I know I'm in the minority with that mentality, but it's like if DC Animation going to do anything, go ahead and just give us a new series. You know what I'm saying? I think their animated stuff still be on fire.
Their animated stuff is still fire, and they're still making animated movies like every.
Yeah, man. Because I was watching and I found it's a trilogy they're doing of Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Yeah,
I'm like, sign me up, man.
Yeah, we actually got an ending to that because that Terry McGinnis episode with Batman Beyond, who the fuck expected to get the ending of Batman Beyond in Justice League Unlimited?
Yeah.
But the last scene in Justice League Unlimited, the heroes start running towards the screen, and of course, the last motherfucker you see is Batman. Because where would DC Animation be without him? I know people hate the fact that he's a overused character, but it is what it is.
He wasn't overused at the time. He wasn't.
No.
Because I still, in the way that they used him as a linchpin to create the larger animated universe is still was brilliant at the time.
Yeah,
because we didn't get crossovers or nothing now. I'd argue that crossover expected, but we didn't get crossovers like that, and still DC was doing it in animation.
That's right.
Shit you had seen on TV.
He was
That's
such a
right.
huge character, man. I remember the merchandising. His stuff was everywhere.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, the success of that first Batman movie, though, that they rode the waves off that, and
That was banana.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they wrote it right
so-
into the animated series, and that was
Yep.
one of the first animated series to ever get put primetime. Because I
Yeah,
watched it
man.
on Fox.
Yeah. I used to watch it. Like Fox Kids was my favorite, and that's where they used to play it on that too. Because
Everybody got
like that Fox Kids lineup was dope, man. They used to have
Oh, yeah.
X-Men followed by Batman, and it's like as a kid, I didn't care about the Marvel DC shit. I just saw cool superheroes on Saturday mornings, man. And then WB wanted to get into the cartoon game, so then they took the Batman and Superman shows and put it on their own channel. It was good times though.
And then for a while in 94, 95, one of the UHF channels, I don't know which ones in your area, in your city, had the Iron Man cartoon.
Oh yeah,
That shit was dope.
yeah. The Hulk one was underrated too.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that Iron Man cartoon was fucking dope, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
nice.
And before you bring it up, no, the West Coast Avengers cartoon was not dope.
Yeah, that was legitimately terrible.
There was a West Coast Avengers cartoon. I remember the comic book
it was
back in the
terrible.
fucking day. Wow.
Yeah, it had all the losers on there, you
Wow.
know, and it was poorly written. Oh, it was horrible.
Oh, Hawkeye in the comic book, dude. Hawkeye was like the Steve Young. Captain America was like Joe Montana, and Hawkeye was like Steve Young. And so he was like always complaining. And so they gave him the West Coast Avengers. The only thing that kept that thing interesting, I think Mockingbird was on there, but Tigra. Everybody read the comic book for Tigra. Yeah, the cartoon was trash.
Yeah, but Firebox is right, man. When executives get involved in shit, everything goes into shit, man. They got involved with DC and fucked up with Zack Snyder's plans. They getting involved with Xbox. One of the tragedies of Fox was, and I know you guys know this because this is recent. The X-Men film franchise, X-Men First Class and X-Men Days of Future Past is fucking fire.
Yep.
Both the movies are fucking incredible. And then the series just went in the toilet from executives just tampering with shit, man. And no good comes from when these suits get involved because all they see is money, all they see is dollar signs. And ironically, the guy we all love to hate, fucking James Gunn, said that when you're busy worrying about box office, you're not being creative. You're not letting your creativity flow. So I don't know, man.
It's like what's going on with gaming, man, because I mean, see, I can only speak for myself from my own dealings with the development thing. All right. I'm just gonna leave it at this so I can hush up, let E-Rock close because I know he's got a bail. Is that if you guys sat there and you wondered to yourselves as to why all of a sudden we are starting to see $70 games, why all of a sudden we hearing the CEO of Take-Two flapping his chops about, you know what, we really should be $100. Yeah, that's what we really should be. And a matter of fact, we should only the game because he was basically talking around the point of instead of a full game of GTA 6, he's talking about like breaking it up in half.
Oh hell no!
And both halves being like somewhere around $90. That was in an interview.
God damn.
Now, see, the thing is, shit like that I kind of blame on Square Enix with that bullshit they pulled with Final Fantasy VII because I knew that was going to happen. That people were going to start looking at that and be like, you know what? If they can take a game that used to be a full game and break it down into 3 or 4 pieces, why can't we do that too? and charge full price for it. And the reason why this is happening because I'm bringing this up because a lot of people that I've heard talk, they apparently don't seem to know this because I've never heard them talk about it. And I could be wrong. Maybe they do know about it, but they just don't see a point in talking about it. The reason why we're seeing these prices increase and it's not going to end is the most expensive aspect of game development, believe it or not, fellas, is not the coding, is not the programming, it's actually the graphics. The graphic, doing the 3D, the rigging, the animation, and also the graphics that go on that go over those meshes and stuff like that. is expensive. And so when I keep and see, I guess where this rant's coming from is I was looking at somebody talking about like oh man, the PlayStation the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be doing 8K and all that stuff, and I'm thinking to myself like the PlayStation 5's box says 8K, and that was a misrepresentation because it doesn't even do 8K. Maybe, and the thing is like it's just like with 4K. All right. See, the thing is like as much as we like to dump on it. 1080p is not bad when it's done right. It's a very fucking nice sweet spot, and you can get your damn 60 and your 120. All right, but then we start getting all these shit brains coming up talking about like, yeah, you know, oh man, it's got to be 4K or it's a dud and all the stuff like that. And it's like, how the fuck is it a dud just because it's sub 4K? Do you not know how expensive doing that shit in 4K is? One of the biggest issues when we started transitioning over to 4K
frame rate
was content. Was like, oh yeah, we got the hardware, but where's the fucking content? That's the same thing that's coming up with 8K, where it's like, yeah, we got 8K TVs and Blu-ray coming up, but guess what? Where's the fucking content? Is the content going to be ready? No, the fuck is not, because it's going to be expensive.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be too fucking expensive, and so the reason I said is like, yeah, with people like the Take Two guys talking about like $90 or $100, don't be surprised if it starts fucking dancing around that, because because see they're these executives are under the impression that this is the best way to go, is to just go ahead and just keep pushing and pushing and pushing for something that technology is evidently not exactly ready for yet. Well, I'll put it to you like this: not ready in an economical sense. That's my thing.
Now, Fireboss, there are $100 games out there. I've seen them, but you're getting all the DLC with them. I know it don't justify $100, but you're getting all the DLC with it. This nigga just talking about selling the game by itself.
You get statues and everything.
Yeah,
the head of Take Two said something similar about he wants games to be $100 too, which
God damn.
And then Sony also said the same, and that's why they're splitting up Spider-Man 3 into 2 parts to charge you double basically for the same.
So it's true.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So
the thing is,
keep an eye out on stuff like that in the near future. Well, GTA 6 not going to be $100, but you get my point. I'm just piggybacking off what Fireboss was saying, basically.
Yeah. So to me, it's like the way things is going, man. It's kind of like I can't say that we should walk back graphics for all games. That's not the thing. What I'm saying is like it's kind of like the situation like with Hellblade, where it's like you're going to always have those teams that want to push a certain vision, and they should be supported to push that vision. By no means should they ever be blocked from that vision. Mm-hmm. But if there's certain titles where it's like that 4K is not needed, and especially with all this upscaling technology we got coming out and everything, it's like I think it's time that we start making use of this.
Good luck. Just have digital fans really talk about that not being real 4K. Everybody shits on the game, and then the dev goes under. So good luck with that. Pandora's box is already open with 4K, and that's all that's going to happen, especially if it's a full price game. Fireboss, I could tell you, like if it was the smaller stuff, the $30, $40, $50 games, oh yeah, that's perfectly fine.
And that's the other thing.
No, the moment Digital Foundry says, "Oh, this is actually 1080p," all you're going to see is everybody going to jump on that hate bandwagon.
Yep.
Then the week later, they're going to release sales of this game didn't actually meet expectation. Then you're going to have layoffs, and it's going to be the same cycle we've been seeing pretty much all year.
Remember 30 frames per second with Gotham Knights and how they dunked on that shit?
Yeah.
It's only 30 frames per second. Like, when did 30 frames per second become important in an action adventure game? Like I understand for a racing game, but their arguments about Gotham Knights made no sense.
Yeah. None of it ever does. But what I was getting to Unlimited was that's the other aspect of by them, having to walk back graphics and stuff like that, and use the upscaling is that they won't have the need of having to charge artists to sit there drawing 2K and 4K,
Oh,
textures.
I mean, but let me say this, and because
yeah.
the prices won't go down if they cut costs. It'll be the same price, just least cost effective. So I think that's all that would happen. Because I mean, when do prices really go down?
Uh, is that the tip of my head? But there's been cases where that's happened before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but I'm
Yeah.
confident
So,
it hasn't
so,
happened in
so
a
it's not
long
so it's not
scale.
impossible.
Like we've had we had damn near depressions in like 2008, and prices didn't go down. In times that you think would cause some form of deflation or price decrease, right? So I don't know. I just think that that'll just be more cost effective, and they'll be like, these games still $70, guys. Good luck with that.
Assassin's Creed Mirage would be the only outlier where I think that game was $49, but
Yeah.
you ain't going to see that a whole lot. A publisher releasing a $50 game of that quality, like I think Ubisoft must have hit their head, but
Ubisoft and Xbox, because Xbox will release Hi-Fi Rush at like $30.
That's right. That's right.
Hellblade 2 is $50.
Damn, that's banging.
Yeah. So you only get that from two publishers, and ironically, they're the most hated publishers in gaming.
Go figure. Hey guys, man, I hate to do it, but I gotta bounce. It was a great conversation. Sega forever, man. Glad to join you. Always great to talk to Fire Boss because he brings logic to these illogical proceedings and unlimited production, man. You know how we rock out. Guys, man, take care. Stay blessed. Hope your families are blessed and be safe out there. Peace.
All right, man.
All right.
Thanks for coming, man. Yeah, in fact, we can wrap it up as I gotta watch my daughter tonight, so.
Oh yeah. Let me just put one more thing on screen before you call it a night, because I found it funny. Jim Ryan left us with one more lie.
What his bobblehead is only $15 when it's actually $25.
No, he said Jim Ryan says the PlayStation 2 actually sold 160 million units. So 20 years later, they still got to lie about console sales, man. I thought this was just funny. I thought this was hilarious, man, that he going out with one more lie. Because for the longest, they were like, the PS2 is the greatest selling home console ever. Like 150, I think it was saying. So he tacked on another 10 million in the usual Sony way. I thought this was just this is what I mean about when Sony lies. It's just that you don't have to lie about this, Jim. The number's been out there for over a decade, man. And he's just like, no, we actually sold 160. I can't wait for him to say that they actually sold 200 million PlayStation 4s in a year. Then I just thought that was funny, man.
Dude, they can't help themselves. That's just the way they are. They lie so much; it's a part of their vocabulary.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, but it was yeah, guys. So this was great, dude. One of the reasons I wanted to do this is because this is what it's all about. So I know Unlimited, you're not on social media as much. E-Rock E-Rock's never around, so it's great to have him on here, dude. It was great to have him get his bars off because I know he does have a lot to say. He-Bot, of course, joining us, the Sega Man, and even Fireboss, dude. I'm glad you were able to get in, unlike last time when we kind of wrapped it up when you were coming in. But the only reason I wanted to do this is because this is how it should be in the Xbox community, right? Because when I look at social media and what everybody's saying, there's only one cult out there, and this is PlayStation. Nintendo is a cult unto itself, but at least they stay in their corner. But the PlayStation guys are probably the worst, and so it's hard.
They're them and the PC guys.
Yeah, like, the reason I don't have a problem with PC guys because I don't think of them as gamers. And I don't mean that as a backhand. I mean, I honestly mean that because I work with a lot of guys who are PC and they're PC. They play PC predominantly, but they're that old school geek type of PC people. It's really about the games.
The only reason I have a problem with them is because I used to be one of them, and I know a lot of them is you remember the harp from DuckTales. You're fibbing.
Well, I think what happened was like some of these console guys. So there's a cross pollination between console and of course PC. But a lot of the times we get a lot of hate from the PC. It wasn't really PC guys. It was PlayStation guys who own PC. You know, it was a kind of that kind of combination. But the most of the PC guys, they kind of stay in their lane too. It's only the PlayStation guys I have a lot of problems with. But it's sad to see there's like Xbox faithful. A lot of these guys are kind of losing their faith, man. To be quite honest with you, and I know it'll come back around once everything settles down and once Xbox owns everything. And it's unfortunate that it's like that. I kind of had a kind of conversation with Tim Dog, not conversation, but like a tweet thing with Tim Dog, and you know, we kind of lost him, but.
Yeah, I used to be cool with Tim Dog as well too, man. But it just seems like when he had that little thing on what's that mess on Twitter? That little space where he had those 3 PlayStation guys, and they just barking just any old thing they had to say, and he wasn't correcting them on anything. And even I was, putting my hand up to say, "Hey, dude, bring me in because you're letting them get out of hand." Of course, one of them being Thrash and stuff like that. And he just ignored us. Everybody who was putting their hands up, he ignored us and just let the PlayStation guys just run rampant. After that, I just said, okay, well, we done, bro. We done. And it's kind of like ever since that, that's when it started being a slow trickle down into all of a sudden this mess that happened to spill out with the whole games going everywhere stuff. So to me it's like I think he was probably already on that edge.
No, the problem is with a lot of these guys, and to Tim Dog's credit, I mean he's an original OG. But the thing about a lot of these guys is, it's true. How you associate. So he associates with ponies, and then he associates with pony bots, right? And so for me personally, dude, I never have this kind of problem because I know why. I'm tuned into Xbox, why I participate in their ecosystem and stuff like that. So I'll never have that issue, right? And so when I look at guys like him, though, when I hate to say that, but it's like say like Xbox was a faith, and then they adhere to that faith, but then they feel betrayed and they turn, dude, and they turn hard. They usually turn hard to the point where, like, if you look at his feed, so I stay on his feed just so I can get a feel of what's going on. And so if you look at his feed, dude, it's just ultra negative, right? He went from being like if you date a girl and she's all over you and she loves you to death, and then she ends up hating you, and then she just absolutely despises you and wishes you would die. It's like that kind of turn, you know what I'm saying? So,
yep.
And this is the only reason I don't know how many people are going to watch this, but I know that some people in the Xbox community sees this kind of stuff. And the reason I want them to see this, because within this podcast, even though we got kind of off on other topics, what you can see is an amalgamation of a lot of different people. Though we're all Xbox, we bring something different to the table. We have different opinions. We have different likes or dislikes. Just like E-Rock was talking, him and Zink kind of got into it, not in a bad way, but him and Zink got into it because of Forza. E-Rock and 100 got into it because of Halo. So even though we're Xbox, dude, we're like to me, we're the most diverse community when it comes to opinions, when it comes to ideas, the type of games we play, how we like to participate in the ecosystem. Like some of the guys in our group are just they want physical. Other guys do both. Other guys have no problem with doing digital. And so that is the wide breadth of diversity that we have on this side of the aisle, man. And so this is why I kind of felt sorry for Tim Dog, man, because I'm like, dude, you just lost your way, man. I mean, you forgot the principles pretty much of your faith, and you got turned. He was a Jedi, he became a Sith. What can I say?
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad to see that. Because he's been doing it for a long time, and there was definitely cracks in his armor I could see over time, right? When people ask me, or would that ever happen to me? Like, I'm like, nah, dude, because when people come after me, I double down. I just can't help it. That's kind of the way I am. So I have to be careful in that aspect. But I know why I play Xbox, dude. Like when I'm done here, and then my daughter and all her friends are gonna come over, they're gonna hang out. I'm gonna run upstairs and have an opportunity to finish some of the games I have. So. Anyway, sorry, Firebush. Go ahead, brother.
Oh no, you good, man. But yeah, man. I mean, it's kind of like, despite my thoughts of these recent months and everything. Just like I said, just like I opened up with earlier when I came in, it's just, I mean, and I said this, when Dale was on the last show I made it, where it's like we have to accept the fact that, you know, there's not a damn thing we can say or do when it comes to a $3 trillion company. They're going to do whatever the fuck they want. So the best bet is just go ahead and just play your games. Just, you know, and that's and maybe deep down inside, that's probably what Phil wants ultimately, is just, you know, just us just shut the fuck up and play the games and stuff. And it's kind of like, you know, if that's how it is, that's how it is, man. I mean, it's not enough to make me walk away from the brand, because out of the two, regardless of the situation, it's all about where you get your value.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm getting my value. Matter of fact, I'm still trying to get my old man his Xbox and stuff like that. Because, you know, there's like a lot of JRPGs starting to show up on Game Pass and everything, and, you know, other than Madden, that's what he's core into is JRPGs, but the more traditional ones. I mean, he's
Right.
you know, he's like me. He likes the more old school traditional ones and stuff like that. So yeah, and that's where the value is, and that's why I'm not walking away. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, you know, I can't say I'm like, you know, we're in the same realm as like E-Rock is in right now and everything. It's just that it's kind of like, man, you know, forget this. I got other stuff I need to work on, you know, because, you know, one of the things is like I'm still trying to, you know, get myself back into game development, and that's really crawling along. And
Mhm.
but I've always kept saying to myself is that it doesn't matter the age, man. As long as I'm still able to think up ideas, write out stories, draw up concepts, and hopefully start doing graphics and stuff. Because, like I said, that's the most painful aspect right there of the whole development process, is having to deal with a graphic artist and their pricing and stuff like that. And it's kind of like, man, I'm an artist myself. I should be able to do this myself. And it's one of those things where it's like, eh, there's people where they have the natural knack for it, and they're able to jump right into that pool and swim like a dolphin.
Mhm.
And there's some of us where we have a knack that is kind of close associated to it, but when we try to jump in, we're damn sure not swimming like a dolphin. We're like we're like drowning like a chimpanzee. You know, we're like kind of like somewhat floating, but also slowly sinking at the same time. So it's a learning process. And all I can say to all of y'all is like, you know, I'll keep all of you abreast of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'd say, you know, just you know, just keep an eye out, you know. But I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Is like, you know, well, you know me, I'm Fireboss. You can find me on le Twitter or X, whatever the hell you prefer to use. And that's about it for me. I appreciate you bringing me in, man.
Again, sorry about the flux in hours. It just depends. I happen to get
Oh
off
no,
early.
no. Oh no, you good, man. You good. It's just that when I saw your message earlier,
Mhm.
I was practically I wasn't even here at the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just happened to just see it.
But that's what I'm gonna do. Like, so not next week, the week after. I'll just send it out like this, and so we can all jump in. Unless something comes up, then I'll do a video saying why. But yeah, this was really good video to have, dude. Something that's necessary, and I think once, you know, unlimited was saying, and that's one of the things I've enjoyed about all the stuff, that all the drama going on online. It's because it's everything speculation and nobody knows what's going on, and nobody can ever read Phil, especially the gaming media. So I don't know why people listen to them anyway. With all of that stuff going on, what it allows us to do as Xbox guys, and especially as gamers, right? We're gamers first and foremost. And what it allows us to do, man, is it allows us to get back to our gaming, and that's all I've been doing, right? And so I just started playing Lightyear. There's a mech game, but it's like a sim. Like you crash land on a planet, you got to farm and all this kind of stuff, and I like those kind of games. So I've been trying this game out, and I absolutely love it. And I've been caught up on that. And there's a bunch of other games that I have still yet to play, man. I mean, I know Diablo dropped today, right? No, yesterday. and then
Yeah.
dropped earlier in the week. We have so many games to play, and I think at the end of the day, if people just get back to basics, then and I'm not saying this like Xbox is going to be fine no matter what, dude. I mean, they belong to Microsoft. And right now, if you guys, and I tell you guys not to keep up with the news, but if you guys are looking at the news, one thing that you can do is see who talks about the most, right? And it's always Xbox, right? They suck all the air out of the room, so that should give you confidence that they're not going to go anywhere, that they're going to stick around for the long haul. Now, we don't know exactly what the future holds. We can kind of surmise. I have my own opinion. You heard opinions of the guys on the podcast here that are different from what I'm thinking is going to happen. But that's the beauty of being in the Xbox community. Because on the PlayStation side, they're absolutely clueless. So when that domino falls, dude, they're gonna be hurting. There's gonna be judgment day for them, man, with the gnashing, with the wailing and gnashing of teeth. That's what's gonna happen to those guys because that's how lost they are. Dude, they are totally, and you can tell how a community is because all the stuff that they do, they participate in the way they act. They accuse other people of doing that, and it could be farther from truth. So if you guys are Xbox like we are, dude, just do. I say this all the time. This is what I say on my channel. I'll do it before we wrap up. You know, you can follow Phil Spencer. Just learn from or just follow him. See what he says because nothing's gonna happen without him doing it, right? Enjoy your ecosystem and play your games, and you'll be fine. Trust me, that's all I've been doing. That's why I don't lose my mind when it comes to all this kind of stuff. Oh yeah. Well, let me shout out the chat real quick. Oh, go ahead. Fireball.
Oh no, go ahead, man.
Oh, I was just gonna shout out the chat. Do you want to say something? Go ahead.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay. So I just wanted to say thanks to all the guys that showed up and the guys who are watching. Faded Blaze, bro, thank you for being here. Faded Blaze was like the first person in here. Nate State Games, man, thanks, bro. I think you've been into like the last 2 or 3 podcasts. Appreciate you being here. We keep it 100 here, man, so you don't have to ever worry about that. Anthony Chipmunk was here, man. That's our boy. Anthony, man, cheers to you, bro. Always supporting. Let me make sure. Mike Johnson, dude. Yeah, here's another one. I know I've seen you, Mike. I know I've seen you in the other guys' podcast. But thanks for being here. This is the Wrecking Crew podcast, so you'll always see if they have the time. Like Fireboss is here now. We had E-Rock, who hasn't been in a while, so it's good for him to get his bars off. You know, you don't get to talk as much as he used to. Sega Man, of course, kicked it off with him. Hebot, the world's most powerful gamer, and of course Unlimited, man. I know a lot of you guys coming up from Unlimited's channel, and rightfully so, man. Unlimited, dude, he's been really busy, so that's why he's been doing content on his channel. He did one the other night, dude. It was like late at night for him. That's how badly he was missing this stuff. So it was good to have him on board. Let me see. Toolman, hey, Toolman, dude, welcome. Thank you for being here, my brother. Other Zinc was here as well, and then also Bob MCPE, man, another new one to the fold, man. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and then definitely check out our brothers here. Fireboss, man, when you get your stuff up, dude, come on and promote it. You know, you always have the platform here, and I'm sorry about the last time. I'll definitely make sure to just do it from the beginning. That's what I was doing before. Kind of got caught up in other stuff, and so I got to get back to basics, man, and make sure that everybody can get in. Whereas it's a great conversation to have, dude. And for some of you guys that are talking to me, like I'm saying about my participation in the not the guys in there, not you guys, Fireboss, but some of the comments I get. Yeah, dude. This podcast is for all of us to do it. I say this 100 million times. It's a Hangouts, basically, because I used to love Google Hangouts. Because what we would do, you have a mass amount of people, and everybody just talk. We just talk shop in here, though. So even though I have a certain description of what I want to talk about, if it goes in different directions, just expect that with this podcast. Some people don't like that. I understand. No worries. But I would rather keep it fluid and rather keep it snappy than rigid. Because number one, I'm not like that. You know, I mean, this is fun for me, dude. I'm totally the opposite thing on my job. People that know me where I work, dude, they know I'm regimented. And I'm probably military as well. I was on Navy, attention to detail, that kind of stuff. So I'm like that in real life. So when I do this, I don't like to be that way. You know? So, you know, take it for what it is. I know some people don't like it, and that's fine. You know, I just being honest with you. That's just the way it's going to be. Hey, yeah, thanks, Tool, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, Fireboss, just one last time. Shout yourself out, dude, and then we'll hit the bricks.
Oh, dude, I already did that, man. I'm just yeah.
Okay. And then second forever, man. If you guys Xbox All In channel on YouTube, again, Sega Forever as my gamer tag. It looks exactly as it's seen on the screen. Hit me up on Xbox, dude. I see some of you guys friending me. I think because you guys saw the podcast, but message me as well. And if you see something that I'm playing that you want to play or you want to play together, let me know, dude. Because if you notice what Xbox is doing, they're definitely pushing. They've been doing this for a while, but even more so, they're pushing a lot of this stuff for multiplayer, but not just multiplayer, but online community. Right. That's one of the things I wanted to say to E-Rock, but I didn't get a chance. I think with Forza 7, I think it's going to be, as it grows, it's going to be built to be more like Sea of Thieves. I think that's the direction that they're going in. And then with what Hebot said about Sony and the engagement that Xbox has compared to Sony, and it's believable. Look, dude, Microsoft is a huge corporation. Xbox is one of their jewels, is one of the infinity gems in their gauntlet. And this is why you see the things happening that you see happening right now. Right. The only thing I caution to Microsoft is don't lose the culture of gaming because it is very important. That's the only advice I would give you. But anyway, Xbox All In channel. Thanks, Fireboss, for being here.
All right, thanks for having me.
Whatever. Xbox All In channel. We out.
Later, y'all.